Sorry,
Mhm.
what am I do? I've actually just pressed record. Welcome to Where's the Any Key? We're just kicking it off because this is actually a really good discussion that we're
Brilliant.
chatting about now. So we're talking about AI in media in general, I guess, and for creativity. And Ivan just mentioned that he doesn't mind if AI art's monetized if it isn't using the likeness of people that exist. Essentially, is what you mean, right? Is that what you mean? Of
Absolutely, and welcome to WTAKPod, everybody. You've
so
just jumped in halfway through
Yeah, through a conversation, I
So,
thought because I was looking at the time, like, well, this is what we do anyway. Normally, is we chat about this sort of stuff. So, yeah, if you want to just talk about that, because I like the first thing that jumps to my mind is all of these models
mhm.
are trained on people and things that are out there that exist already. So it's kind of impossible to not have it create something that's like. I think you mean as in like looks like the people, like the actual output.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
yeah, gotcha.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
You don't want to be putting out a movie and going, oh, starring The Rock, and it not having The Rock properly give his, I guess, license to be used in that manner.
Hmm.
That to me feels very inauthentic and cheap and scummy. That should not be the case. But if you happen to create like a generic character, for example, somebody that you might go, you know what, I'm gonna base it off myself, my father, and my grandfather. AI take and composite, us
Yeah,
three into somebody,
yeah. I see what you mean.
and then and then go brilliant, cool, he's going to be my main star, and then you go off and you have the ability to make movies, and
It's like, yeah, AI
I
baby
feel
child. Your AI child. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
um but give the ability to the people who might have the artistic flair or the artistic gift to be able to do the things that they otherwise would not be able to, or would not be able to
Yeah, absolutely.
achieve
Yeah.
within the frame. Like either it's either too expensive
Mm,
for movie studios and all that other stuff, or it's a very steep learning curve for a particular skill.
mm.
So if AI helps with, like, oh, you know what, you should frame this shot like this, or allow AI to take control and frame it for you.
Mm.
And this, I feel, is actually a healthy thing, because it will then push movie studios, like the professionals, like musicians, movie studios, and everything, to step up their game and go, you know what? These if these guys are competing, if like Joe Blow in like some small little country town with a computer and internet connection, and like basic knowledge of movies, or just like a Quentin Tarantino who's watched movies his entire life, and is able to make a movie that is able to compete with us big studios, then they should be looking at as not as, oh, look at AI, this is so bad, look how great it's gotten. They should be looking at as, when did we drop the ball? When
Mm.
did we, the big studios, with all this production and writing teams and professionals, people who have curated their art and studied for so long and perfected their these abilities, how are we losing to AI,
Well,
to a novice,
all I hear
to
is
like,
it tells me that the keyboard warriors that sit there and say I could do a better job than this. Tells them to step up now. All right, you got all the tools. Go for it, mate.
absolutely,
Let's see. Put up or shut up. but
absolutely agree with that. Like
But
absolutely agree with
So I'm a little bit on the different side. Like it does, I think it doesn't matter. My opinion here doesn't matter because this is what's going to happen. Basically, what you've just said is going to be the thing because the tools are out there, and like the monetization part of it is someone will create a channel or a Patreon or a OnlyFans or whatever it is, and it'll be a subscription service for their fans, and they can jump on and support this artist. Doesn't matter what the art looks like. If they just enjoy it, they'll be able to spend their money on it. So it democratizes that side of it. So the flip side is the big studios using it. Like I don't want to see that happen. It's probably going to happen, but um, it just means that now you're no longer waiting for the Warner Brothers movie, the Disney movies. You're looking for Tui Toad, Two Toed Toey or Toey, Tony or something. I don't know. I'm tripping over. Joe Blows on the
yeah,
streets,
yeah.
who's just some random in his bedroom spitting out this great sort of stuff, and that's fantastic. But I mean, for me, it's and even going back on like telling musicians and that just
Mm.
to step up their game, or any sort of artist step up the game. That kind of is pointless because I mean it doesn't mean that. It just means they'll go into obscurity if they weren't good enough. But I still don't think that's the case. You're still going to have fans. There's still going to be something. You might not be. The downside to a lot of this is you probably really aren't going to be able to make a living out of it anymore. It's because it's just the money's going to be so spread thin. There was such a a smaller market share, I guess, or the bigger market share going to the smaller lot of people. But like you said, now that people that don't have those skills and need to develop them can create it in moments, then it means that a lot of the money's going to go there. So what does this mean? It is what it is. I think you can also almost flash forward into the future of everybody just does things for themselves and there's no money involved. But it's going to be that's not going to be the case for many years, if at all, with the way capitalism is essentially.
Absolutely. No, no, I absolutely agree with you. I mean, and again, I guess taking the other side, the flip of the coin really is, I think it will weed out. I think AI is a natural predator in the world of the creative and the artistic, because the way I see it is it will weed out the weaker or the lesser, um I guess, artists of the world. So I mean, and again, not to sound like a fuddy duddy and say, oh, music was great in my day. Like, yeah, yeah, all right, settle down, boomer, sort of thing. No, no, no. I mean, look, it's certain artists that have popped up today that are fantastic. Like Bruno Mars is amazing. You have The Weeknd. You have, look, I happen to be a bit of a Post Malone fan myself. But at that, also saying that, you have so many artists who really are mediocre at best, or and look,
That are successful, or what are you
they have,
talking about? Because it's
yeah,
kind of
not just,
defeats the point if it's like
uh,
if there's an artist out there you don't like but you've heard of them, they're successful, I'd say.
yeah, yeah, no, no, I would say they are successful, but I guess their music ability isn't as not prolific as, um I guess, as professional as others, or as, they're not as gifted. I would say. And again, this is not me specifically choosing out certain artists. It's just a lot of the some of the music I was listening to, like on the drive back today after we'd come back fishing. Like I said to my wife, I said, "Hey, what's going on? This is they're taking a song from like the '80s, they're remixing it in such a bad way, and they're adding very little to it, and it's like, and we heard it like 3 or 4 times, like from 3 different stations. It was just like, I don't know if it's like one of the latest hits, and I'm like, this is so bad. Like it takes away from the original, and it's almost like, and I know that argument's been around since, I guess, we were in high school,
Yeah.
about certain techno artists taking a song and just adding it very minimal and then it being a hit. But and I guess I say this from, like, not only from a writing perspective, from a music perspective, from an artistic perspective, from a movie perspective, I think AI will allow people who perhaps don't have the capacity to create something that will put them on par with a lot of mediocre stars. And I'm hoping it will allow a lot of the other stars to step up their game. And the reality is, look, as much as if people think, oh, this will lose jobs, like you said, we've had B movies and, like D movies for years. Like, I was going to say, one of the things, recently I saw something on Tubi, the free streaming service. We're not associated or affiliated with them or anything. I'm just saying that I use the service. Um, there was a movie that was on there. I think it was called like Curse of the Mayans. The acting was so bad. Like, it was like one of those D movies. You remember, like, the old days, you'd go to like a Blockbuster, or whatever, go to rent a few
Mm,
movies, and or a smaller, more family owned, video rental,
mm.
and you'd walk down the aisles and you'd see like something that has like a really cool, like,
Cover.
front cover, or
Mm.
a name or whatever, and you'd be like, oh, that looks cool. I'm like, oh, Curse of the Mayans. It's got like aliens and
Yeah.
Mayans. Oh, this is gonna
Creature
be
of the
really cool.
unknown.
And
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Creature of the unknown
Yeah.
strikes back,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, that's gonna be cool. You pop it in, and
It's
it's
god
such a
awful. Yeah,
trash.
yeah, yeah.
It's god awful.
So that's
Like, it's got.
that's that
Mhm.
that YouTube channel I watch, Red Letter Media. That's their main shows, best of the worst, where they do that sort of stuff, and it's hilarious. It's they watch those and just pay them out. It's great. Sorry, go on.
Oh, look, no, 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 absolutely. I
Mm.
mean, look, it's painful because they have some of the most cliche lines, and like overacting and like chewing up the scenes. Like, and some of them are like, um, "Hey man, you're the asshole who got us down here. You think it's worth the money you're paying us?" And then you're like, "Wow,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Sorry,
wow."
sorry to jump in. I will we'll jump in at times because yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
please, of
Like you
course.
said, you go into a lot of different destinations, and I sometimes can get a little bit lost. So we're going back to the artists
Oh,
and whatnot.
so
So I wanted to make a point. That's right. You're talking about the artists.
mhm,
So think of Billie Eilish. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm not into
mhm,
her music, but she was a bedroom muso that got picked up. She was on like TikTok or Instagram or one of those. She started getting thousands and thousands of followers. So kids are obviously around her age or younger. And by the way, yes, we are old. That I don't like that music, but that kids love that music. So good on them. She got picked up. Now, what if now you flip that and it was someone using AI to do that, and they got picked up and were successful? So what's going to happen? They're going to be big. They're going to be successful. It might come to a
mm,
point where the artists, like maybe the this is going way off the tangent, but you might have the labels say who are you, what's going on, and they might go, oh, I'm actually just using AI to do it. Then they might just give them like a ton of money. Here, we'll give you $20 million if you give us your prompts, how you go about it, your creative process, and we'll just take it from here. Or they'll go, we want to give you a contract. They might, because they're young, they might, yeah, sure, no worries, I'll take that. And then they just produce music for them, basically like that. But when it comes to playing live, obviously the jig will be up. So there's going to have to be people, saying if they're AI or not, whatever, doing AI work or not. But if I go back to that example of Billie Eilish, and you mentioned about weeding out the poor musos, I don't think they are poor musos, with the exception of Corey Feldman. I don't know if you've ever seen any of his stuff. My God, but
I just,
yeah, but there aren't really poor musos. It's just music that you don't like because there's. I used to be like this when I was younger, right? Like I used to think, how do people listen to this rubbish? But there's people that like that stuff. Like I don't like hip hop and rap, but it's huge. That's like some. If you go on a Spotify list and have a look at the top 10 charts, I don't know any of the songs. It's just not my music. But it's just what's bad to you and I doesn't mean. So I just completely disagree with it'll weed out the bad musicians. I think it'll make more musicians appear, and you're potentially going to get more variety and depth into a lot of these genres because you're going to have more people with ideas, which is great. But yeah, I think I don't agree with weeding out the mediocre
no,
artists.
no, totally hear what you're saying. Exactly right. And again, I guess to elaborate, and again, where I was going with the whole movie thing is there will always be an audience, I guess, for every form of like genre and or a form of media, because art is objective. Like
Subjective.
one thing subjective. Sorry, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Um, like you said, certain things that we like, other people won't like.
Mm.
And I mean, like for example, I'm pretty sure there are tons of people already listening to this who have probably shut off and gone, "Oh, these guys are idiots. They don't know what they're talking about." Again, subjective, right?
Yeah.
It is. I mean, they're wrong, but kidding, I'm
Nice.
kidding.
Yeah.
But
Screw those guys. We didn't need them anyway.
it's yeah, we don't need. um, it's one of those things for me that I mean, the way I see it is, I think it will, and again, I would like to be proven not necessarily wrong, but I would like to see, I guess, the evolution of the arts evolve further, and I see it as healthy competition, as artists will be forced to, you know, perhaps like you said, like there's bedroom artists, or like artists who pop artists, for example, was one of the ones my manager would normally say he thinks are not as skilled as other artists, like in other genres of music.
Oh, is
Um,
it competition? That's my question.
well, exactly.
It's just such a silly.
No,
It's just such a silly argument. If they're who's better than who, like, are we 12? What's going on? Like, who cares? People like that's like the one thing people forget too, that a lot of pop artists don't actually write their own music. They just sing. They just do the singing. They've got a good voice. They've got a good presentation. Like
the
Sabrina
singing is
Carpenter.
their instrument.
Yeah, yeah. So the Sabrina Carpenter, I was again this dude I watched on
Mhm.
YouTube, Rick Beato, he's really good, and he's talking about I can't remember what the episode was about, but it was essentially that you look at he was trying to give credit to the actual songwriters, and there's a few select songwriters that a lot of these labels will grab and get them to write songs for their pop artists, and there's this one dude that's well, there's a lady and there's a dude that are really prolific, and they've got so many of the hit songs like that. Sabrina Carpenter's latest album, I think he writes on pretty much every single
Mm.
song, and she does. Sabrina Carpenter has a name on the credits as well, and he speculates like it could be just like changing one line here or there. It could be something as simple as that. But a lot of these pop artists, they're not actually even writing the music. And yeah, you can make your argument that they're garbage, but I mean, does it matter? Like they got a good voice, they're singing, they present well. That is a the pop industry is a machine. It's a business machine, and I don't really like that. All the
Absolutely.
bands I like are self-made, rock metal. They're underground because that's more of an interesting story to me. But I'm not a 14-year-old girl that needs to hang out with my friends and put on lip gloss and dance around to, to all that stuff. I'm the barfly sitting there talking about miserable, depressing stuff, and it's fun going. Yeah, somebody else understands me. And rock out to the artist. Very different. Yeah.
No, no, absolutely, and I guess to that point, it's sort of that's sort of, I guess, oddly enough, uh, two different sides of the same coin. I think we're on this with. I feel it is a healthy injection of creativity that this is going to allow.
Mm.
It's going to allow more minds to jump in and going to give ease of access to potentially people who might have not had the ability without having to retrain and or have connections to the industry, not just the
Yeah.
music industry but any form of those artistic industries to be able to be seen, which again, I mean, I think it's a healthy injection of creativity, and I know I've just repeated myself
No,
there,
yeah, I
but
know what you're saying. There's
that
more
is
people,
required.
yeah, joining in on it. It's great.
Yeah.
I think, and you think about it. Think about the people that are disabled. Imagine the people that
Mm,
are bedridden. They're just sitting there and they've got nothing to do, but they got their mind. They're sitting there with their mind all day. Like imagine
absolutely.
hooking them up. Like they're already starting to do, some of the technology with those chips and stuff that you can send. Sits on outside of the just on top of the skull. They can use electrical signals to send stuff to like the AI bots and get them talking. Imagine them being able to create music. They're like, there's all they do is lie in bed all day, and they're coming up with movies and ideas, and it gives them a new lease on life. And
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
that's incredible. Like hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I think we're both uh, different sides of the same coin on this one. It's
Mm.
just I think we're both looking at. I mean, and I think we're both really looking at this from a positive perspective, where it is something that will be interesting to see where it comes from. And I think we both agree on the fact that yes, we want something that will allow people to have the ability to switch off AI in the sense of don't want to use it, don't want to have it involved in my consumption of media, don't
Yeah.
want to have it come in for my searches, don't
Yeah.
want to have an involvement with it. They should give us the ability to go, right, we either do want to use it, don't want to use it, or partially use it.
Yeah, and you
And
still
again,
remains to be seen what happens. Like if I'd imagine at the moment the early days, the companies probably won't do it. They won't worry about it until enough people kick up a stink. If people do, like we could be wrong here. Like you and I might be in the minority about that stuff, having that all mixed in. Most people might not care, and then that's like, oh well, we might go to a service that might offer a niche sort of offering where they don't have any AI stuff. That might be the
mm,
case, but the other question is governments. If governments are going to bring in laws around this sort of stuff to protect people, not sure. I
well,
mean, they take forever to get those things done, but who knows if they will.
here's an interesting fact. I mean, and again, I've been watching a particular guy who's been reporting on a guy who goes by the name of Johnny Somali, um, who is currently undertaking a legal matter in Korea. And one of the things that he did was, oh, what was it? He was just an absolute menace in Korea, and he did a lot of horrible things. But one of the things that he did, he apparently made a bunch of deep fakes with some Korean like streaming artists,
Oh, this rings
or
a
like
bell. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like internet art, internet, I guess, influencer or influence artist
Yep.
or influence star, whatever the terminology
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, and apparently Korea has a law that if you use the likeness of a particular influencer or internet star and you do like a lewd video or like I guess a video with their likeness without their consent, they've got ground to take up legal or make some sort of legal
Like if they'd be
what's the
arrested
word, I
or
guess.
like arrested, detained, and
um
then sued or
no, not so much detained, or kind of like sued, I guess, or like injunction or something
like
or
it's a ball
other.
because you
uh,
technically you can do that anywhere. Almost any government will allow you to do that if you're suing them for whatever, like copyrights or it could be. That's why you go to a lawyer. They figure out what you can get, but Is it more hard, or they got like actual laws where they can lock you up
Yeah, yeah.
like
Oh
without
well,
a
I think
trial?
no, not without trial, but
No.
I think it's more. But yeah, I think it's. But something has come in. I don't know the full details. Again, there is something to do with regards to influencer and deep fake stuff. Like apparently there is a law against that already. So Korea's
Yeah,
apparently doing it.
I
I know
think
there'll be
we've
a
got it
likeness
too.
around the world,
Yeah,
but yeah, and I think it might carry jail time. I think it might carry
yeah.
jail
That
time.
that sounds that makes a bit of sense. Yeah, um,
So
yeah.
yeah,
So it'd be interesting. But hey, a couple of things.
mhm.
So, and apologies to anyone listening. I'm a bit coffee tonight. Like in where I'm living in Ballarat, I'm sort of sitting under an aircon and turning it off and on because it gets too hot and too cold. And with that, I think it's affecting the voice. I'm sort of spluttering. I'm muting myself on the stream, but poor Ivan's going to cop the full brunt of it. So even though you're hearing it, man, I am muting it for the recording, so it'll be okay. They won't hear
It's
it.
okay, my brother. Don't you worry. Don't
And
you worry.
I thought
It
so I thought
mhm.
we'll do a bit of a catch up episode, and so we're going to talk about some of the games we've been playing. I'm curious to know what's on your mind too, man, of anything you want to chat about. But I thought maybe we could start with before we dive into like I might hand over to you after this segment, but for this segment, I thought we might actually look at our fantasy critic league, catch up on that because we haven't we haven't talked about it
I'm,
since we started it.
I'm yeah, I'm glad that you brought that up because yeah, I brought it up before.
Mm.
Do you I was say do you want to share the screen and
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
we can have a look at that?
Yeah, so I'm not
'Cause, yeah,
I'm not actually this recording is just going to be audio only, so they won't see it on
yeah.
the stream, but I'll do it just for your sake. Let's see. I'm using my Mac, so I'm actually sitting on the couch for this one. I'm normally on my PC. Let's see. Share. I don't want to share application audio. Oh, here we go. Windows screen or app. Choose. Yeah. Okay. Resolution. Oh, I can't. I can only do 720 because of restrictions. So I'm going to share this window. Wait. No. Okay. So that's just the Discord thing. Excuse me, it's first time doing stop streaming. Share. I guess I got to share everything, so you might see me flip between the recording just to check stuff out. Can you see that screen now?
Have a look. See, yes, I can. Yes.
Great. Okay, so a little bit of context and history. So yeah, we decided to do the Fantasy Critic, which we did record that one. I remember that episode. We had been talking a little bit about we've been meaning to do it. I think the last couple of episodes, but we get distracted with everything else, and then it becomes too late, and we finish up. So
Hmm.
thought we'd do it first. Really interesting
Yep,
seeing those
cool.
scores as you can see at the top. So just for audio listeners, we've got Ivan's publisher is called Bunny Flop Incorporated. And mine is called Big Crack Productions. So at the moment, Bunny Flop Incorporated is sitting at 84.44 points in first place, and I am on 83.8 in second place. So a little bit behind, but it's interesting that the points projected has got me just like by the hair of my, what do you call it?
Chinny chin chin.
That's whatever it is. Yeah, I forgot the saying. It's a bit later for me too. But yeah, anyway, so very close by the looks of things. Now we have also got a budget there for you can do as a part of this site you can do swap outs if you've got things that have been like cancelled, for example. But we decided at the start of the year that we weren't going to do that. I'm happy to carry on with that because it's interesting once we go through this. I did have a quick look the other day, and there's been some interesting developments over the releases. So I reckon we stick with that if you're happy with that because it just makes it a little bit more interesting, not being able to change games out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No. We're I think we're sticking.
Yeah, sweet. All right, love it. So, what I'm going to do, we'll come back to upcoming releases because I'd like to just touch on those and see where we're thinking they're going to land. But we're going to first start with yours. So, is there anything you wanted to talk about with your list? Some highlights here. I'll just rattle off some names that you've got.
Mhm.
You won or like got points on Elden Ring Night Rain, which scored pretty well. Same with Doom: The Dark Ages. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which is a great winner. Claire Obscure Expedition 33, which is a absolute banger of a game, and looks like that's probably going to be winning Game of the Year at the Game Awards and a lot of different outlets. People are
Mm.
loving it. Yeah, anything else you wanted to talk about with your list?
Well, not really. Look, I mean, like I said, I think with Night Rain, we both agreed with I guess what the what what's the word I'm looking for here? The Not the environment, but the general.
The vibe?
Let's
Or...
go with vibe because I'm lacking words tonight.
Yeah,
Um,
he's been up since
of
5:30
of,
a.m.
of
by the way, people, and we were
I
chatting
have.
before this, so he's struggling. We'll see how we go.
um, because yeah, because again, I think what really worried me with Night Rain was the fact that it was a bit of like a gauntlet slash arena style sort of thing,
Mm,
and less of of like a DLC add-on,
mm.
and and I was a bit worried. I won't lie about it. I was like, oh, I don't know if I made the right decision.
Really? Ah,
But yeah, but again, like the actual love for Elden Ring is amazing, and you know what? And like I said, the current market for a lot of games, like I'm seeing a lot of arena shooters, a lot of like just quick jump in, quick
mm,
jump out style
yeah.
games, and that fits that market. Like I said, Doom for me was almost a clear indication. I again just the fact that it went to this almost like I guess Viking metalcore style. Because again, I feel Doom is very closely linked to metal in that regard.
Oh, it's got a great soundtrack.
Um,
All of these games are awesome.
yeah.
Their soundtrack, it's
So
all metal.
yeah, and I feel like if metal were to be interpreted in any form of a game, it would be Doom. So
Oh yeah, yeah,
the Dark
yeah.
Ages
Metal
to
the
me,
game. Yeah.
yeah. So for me, that sort of was a pretty logical leap.
I'm
With
looking forward to that. Like I've played Doom. I only played Doom 2016 for the first time about 4 or 5 months ago. Absolutely loved it. I went through it twice. Went through it once, went straight back through it again. So I was like, that was so great. It's this classic arcadey style shooting. So much fun. And I've got Doom Eternal loaded up on the Steam Deck, but I've been distracted by other games, which we'll talk about soon. But yeah, I'm probably going to do the same. It's like a fill-in game. Like I really enjoy them. I know what they are. I'm going to come back to them. They're not something I obsess over, but I have a lot of fun with. So I'm probably going to leave that for one of those rainy day when there's nothing to play things. And same with Dark Ages. It'll probably be a couple of years before I play that.
No, exactly right. Look, it's one of those games where you can just hop in,
Mm.
get some frustration out, and then sort of jump back off. Um, with regards to the big win there with Clair Obscur or
Mm.
Clair Obscur or Expedition 33 is really what I was referring to. I've been following that for a while. I think I've been following that since
Whenever they
2021,
announced it, yeah,
2020.
yeah, it was.
Yeah, yeah. I like and again to me I don't know, it just looked beautiful,
Mm.
haunting, and the visuals and everything for it was it was a new take for a what's it called? A RPG. It was
Mm.
something that I think took from a lot of what is in the current real world. So it took a lot of, I guess, stuff from the Soulsborne's games because it sort of has a bit of that vibe, but
It's got
also a
parrying
lot of
apparently. Like it's quite big on
yeah,
parrying.
a lot of I guess some of the Final Fantasy influence as well. And
Mm.
what's that pirate game that came out a few years ago that I'm
Pirate
thinking
Yakuza.
of? Oh, no,
um,
no. Um,
pirate
oh, I
game.
can't
Not.
remember it any. Mm,
Well, there's. God, not a few years ago. I mean, there was that Sea of Thieves as yonks ago, but
yeah, no, yeah,
Skull and Bones.
no. Maybe Skull and Bones.
That
Maybe
was
Skull and
that
Bones.
was that was it
Oh,
the first quadruple A game that was backed by like the Singaporean government or something like that. It was an Ubisoft game and it was an absolute disaster. Basically, they were trying to spin off a game that was going to be a take all the elements from Black Assassin's Creed Black Flag, all the naval elements, and put it into a pirate game. But then, oh, it was god awful. It just you couldn't even leave the pirate ship. It was just out on the. It was they promised all this stuff, but
oh
it never.
no.
Yeah, it was a disaster. But it was backed by the government, so they couldn't cancel it. They had to keep going.
No, that. Oh
Sorry,
God.
I digress. Which game are you thinking
I
of?
did-
A pirate?
yeah, I can't remember it off the top of
Mm.
my head anymore. I'd have to look it
Oh,
up. But
not No Rest for the Wicked. No.
Yes, maybe I think No Rest for the
Is
Wicked.
that
No, no
no,
rest.
that was that top down, the
No.
one I've been following that. We need to talk about that at some point, but yeah,
Yeah, no, I'd look that's one I've been following for a while too, and I saw the
bit
back end the
not
developers
yeah,
telling you.
not great development cycle so far. Not great from the community. It's not.
Oh,
It looks
no.
like it's continuing, but it hasn't been in good shape lately. So I'm a bit worried about it. But anyway,
Yeah, no, but yeah, I gotta say with Expedition 33, it is something that is I think the natural progression of what RPGs are going to be, as opposed to the because like I said, it gives us everything from like a Soulsborne, but then it gives us a beauty of like it's got Final Fantasy elements in it, with regards to it's also a bit of I guess the expansiveness of like a No Man's Sky style, like it's just what RPGs I think are evolving into. It's so immersive,
mm.
so
Yeah. Well,
and
it's
extensive as well.
basically everything you said has been parroted by a lot of the media and people in the industry. It's apparently beautiful, gorgeous. It plays well. There's people that I watch on podcasts that don't like RPGs that have played, because this is a Western RPG. It's by a French developer, indie dev, and they've even said, like, I don't like turn-based RPGs, but my God, I'm in love with this game. So I'm actually, now it's on my list. Like, I'd saw it, the trailer looked cool, and I was, I follow a lot of these RPGs just for the interest of seeing what people are talking about. But I generally don't play turn-based RPGs. I think I've got to give this a go. Like from what you've said, from what I've seen in the trailers, from people that I know that are similar to me with my tastes in the gaming industry on these podcasts, and now I'm like, all right, I think I've got to give this a go. It sounds pretty cool. So again, I'm not really sure when I'll play it, but I'll get around to it at some point.
Yeah, no, it's something that's even on my list. But like yourself, it's like I'm it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a
Mm.
very very long while for me.
So I guess I'll
Um,
put out.
the,
Sorry, go
yeah, yeah.
on. Well, the one I wanted to point out was Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. That, so there's rumors at the moment swirling around that we're getting a Nintendo Direct before the end of this month, which would kind of make sense because if you honestly look at the Switch 2 release calendar, or even just the Switch release calendar, it's a little bit light on. And typically Nintendo like to sing and dance about the new console and have games coming out. Like the Switch, the first Switch, they had a cadence there where pretty much every month or every second month they were releasing a first party title or a big partner title onto the console. And we're kind of getting that. Like we had obviously Mario Kart World, Donkey Kong Bonanza's just come out. They've got um, Drag and Drive that's coming out next month. And then they've got stuff like Kirby and Forgotten Land, but it's, like they're repackaging stuff. Mario Party Jamboree, all the stuff, the Switch 2 editions are coming out. But Metroid Prime Form is the big question mark. So that was shown off heavily at the Switch launch, and they had some like a little bit of a tour before they launched the console, and it seems like it's pretty much in a finished state. So I'm willing to bet that this is going to be the holiday release, their big holiday game. What do you think there?
I have to agree with you. I mean, it like this is again. I digress a little bit, because I think one of the big things that somebody was pointing out recently that I was watching is the big thing about the Switch 2 having Nintendo GameCube games on it,
Mm.
and them not seeing Super Mario Sunshine.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, it's
yeah,
weird.
so I feel yeah. So but it was there on the was it the Nintendo Direct release? What's it called? Showcase and a whole bunch
Well,
of other stuff.
so
So
sorry to cut in again. So they released a special. They did the back in the day on the SNES they had the Super Mario 2D it was just called Super Mario All Stars, and it was a mix
mm,
of some of the classic games in Super Mario World. They did
mm,
they did a 3D All Stars probably about 2 or 3 years ago now, and it was a limited release. Can you believe? So I didn't realize at the
you're
time.
kidding.
I just picked it up because I was like, hey, I never played Galaxy. I've never played Sunshine. I'm keen to check them out. So I picked up a physical copy. I am thanking my stars that I did that. I pre-ordered that, picked it up because that was it. They did a limited release. and then I could be wrong, but my understanding is you cannot actually get it. You can't even get a digital copy. They just did a limited run, and that was it. I could be completely wrong there, but at least for the physical edition, I know that that was a limited release. So I have something that's valuable, which I can't believe. Quick side note:
Mhm.
Sunshine's terrible, but anyway, carry on.
No, well, yeah. My guessing is that that what they're gonna do is they're gonna release a few things sort of around the holiday break, just to, I mean, because obviously you have what's it called with the Switch 2 release, you had the Mario Kart World,
Mm,
you've had the Donkey Kong Bonanza,
yep.
and you've had all these other like additional DLCs and a few upscales,
Mm,
but you need like a big sort of
yeah. But
holiday, and yeah, I
yeah.
feel Metroid Prime 4 is going to be one of those. It's going to be the we can show off the graphics or the visuals with this because it's going to be first person shooter, and it's going to be
Using the mouse controls, the new feature gimmick on the Joy Cons.
exactly right mouse controls with everyone's going to be like you can do it anywhere. So yeah, I've got big hopes for that one.
And I mean, that's just as a quick jump around quickly. I'll come back to yours in a tick. But if you look down at my, uh, I had a pick unannounced mainline 3D Mario platformer. The media have now confirmed that Donkey Kong Bonanza was developed by the team that did Super Mario Odyssey. So I have got a failure there. That's a I wish, because I remember us chatting about Donkey Kong when we were doing this. It may not be on that. Maybe we didn't. I can't quite recall. But I remember there was a lot of rumors for probably the last couple of years that a new Donkey Kong game was being developed, but it was nothing was concrete. It was very wishy washy rumors. So that's why I didn't pick it. I was adamant that they're preparing a new mainline 3D platformer for the launch. And this is, remember, we did this way before even the Switch 2 was properly announced. So
Mhm.
um, you can't blame me for trying. But yeah, there you go. So I think that one I was going to say maybe that one becomes the holiday game, and they push, maybe Metroid Prime 4 releases before that or after it into the new year. But I don't think that's coming at all. I don't think we see a new mainline 3D Mario platformer for maybe 10 years, because if Bonanza's successful, I guarantee you they'll be doing a follow up to that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, they're branching out, I think, a bit more with that.
Mm.
I'll, look, like I said, the ones I'm looking forward to, which I think are going to be really big, like I said, Metroid Prime 4. I'm thinking about Mina the Hollower, if that does come out. That again, just because it's from the same team that did Shovel Knight,
That's
and
right.
just the love there. Ninja Gaiden, perhaps not. Um, and
Sorry, I'll get.
I was going to say in Dragon Quest, and the reason I'm saying Dragon Quest is for a particular reason, due to the fact that um, I'll get into it later. But
Yeah.
I've been playing some old stuff. So
Oh, yeah, that's
um,
right. Yep. Yeah,
but yes,
yeah. Well, I mean, the rest, like you've got the other one we've got to call is Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I didn't expect it to be that well received. Like that's another one I've got on my radar to play, but it's one that's it
hmm
sounds quite it's methodical. It sounds kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2. Like I think I've told you is that
absolutely.
Red Dead, like I think I still prefer Red Dead Redemption 1 in terms of the game overall, like playing from start to finish. I think I had more fun with that because it was a bit more video gamey. Red Dead Redemption 2's got so much attention to detail. It's very slow and deliberate. And I've played through it once, the story. I've tried to play through the story again about 3 or 4 times because I do want to go through it and get experience of it. I find myself just getting bored because it's just so slow. But that's what I've heard about Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's you are getting up in the morning. You are eating breakfast. You are then going and sharpening your tools. You're then going and buying, putting on some clothes, whatever weather you're in. You're going to have to go wash your clothes or go bath because, people will start, it affects your stamina and that. It's like, oh my God. So I think I'd really love Kingdom Come Deliverance too, but I've got to pace out some time where I've got a lot long there and I just want to play a really deep RPG, but it looks awesome. So that was a good win for you. Um, and then,
Yeah, look,
yeah,
I was to say, yeah, that's pretty much it for my side of things. I got to say, you did really great with
counter picks.
your
Yeah.
counter picks. With mine, yeah, my one were pretty. My counter pick was pretty bad.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because, I'll look at that at tech. But I counter picked Assassin's Creed Shadows and Avowed. because I thought they were going to be high scorers, and obviously conversely you didn't think the same. I was a little bit nervous about like Assassin's Creed Shadows. I knew that was going to be fine because it's every Assassin's Creed reviews pretty well overall, but Avowed I wasn't too sure about because I mean it's Obsidian. They've got a track record, but it's also as we got closer to release and seeing some of the they did the developer directs for the Xbox, and instead of it being a full-on RPG, they mentioned it being as more of an action game, and then I got really nervous because like, oh god, people aren't going to be happy because people just want another full-on RPG from Obsidian, especially after Fallout New Vegas. But as would happen, people really still enjoyed. They clicked with Avowed, and I'm going to check it out at one point because it sounds like it's fun. Like it's a quick romp through the game rather than having to get deep into the RPG stuff and the
which
magic.
is really impressive.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is really impressive. I gotta say,
yeah.
like again, I was under the impression, and again, I guess that it would be too. It was coming off the heels of um. Oh, what was it? It was
Was it,
coming off the
they
heels
had the Outer
of
Worlds, but there was another game just
yes.
before. Didn't they? They released something. What did
They released
Obsidian?
something.
Yeah. Well, they got the Outer Worlds 2 coming later this year, and then last year they had to put out a game, and I've gone blank.
Yeah, they had something which and I can't remember if it did really well or if it no it didn't do really well. That's why I was like, oh, people are not happy. Um, oh, that's right. South of Midnight was one of the ones that I think was somewhat flopped, and they were really upset about.
That wasn't theirs, was it?
Um,
That's it was another developer.
yeah. Oh,
Um,
was that another one? No?
I could be wrong, but I think here we go. Avowed. So they had Pentiment. No, okay, maybe we got that wrong. Well, they had Ground, of course. So they've done the recent ones were the Outer Worlds, Grounded, Pentiment, which was received really well. Okay, so maybe we're thinking of publisher. Maybe that's what we're thinking
Maybe I
because
think they were.
because oh, no, that's right. Available was meant to release at the end of last year, but it got pushed to February. But I can't remember what it got pushed
Yes,
for. There was
yes.
something I can't quite recall. But as you can see here, they've got I've just got up on the screen sharing is the release schedule, and Outer Worlds 2's in October 29th this year, and then Grounded 2. Oh, Grounded 2's in July. Huh. There you go. I'm gonna be curious to see what they do with Grounded 2. I'd played a bit of Grounded 1, and it wasn't. I played it at early access, and it wasn't great. So I like the concept, but yeah, we'll see. Um,
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah. I mean, I'm like I said, I was shocked about that one. I thought that, and I think there was this whole because again, we've in this year, I think we've seen a lot of and again, not to rehash and not to go over the sort of the same crap we always go, but the whole woke, I think, I don't want to say agenda, but the whole woke sort of, I guess, attempt at influencing gaming stuff was pretty much shut down a lot of this year. Like a lot has been happening this year where people have just gone, no, we don't want to hear any of this politics stuff. We just want to go straight to our games and just play fun games and fun stuff. So, and I think that there's been a real big aim towards a lot of companies going back to let's make games fun again. Let's make them for the gamers. Let's just make them for people who want to play games and forget about their day. So yeah, I think I'd made a bad call on that one. That I should have just gone and gone. You know what? Um, they'll clean it up and pull it around. So yeah,
yeah,
no, look, good calls.
the other thing I see is Dave the Diver in the Jungle won't release. Some of that must have got pushed out. I didn't realize, but
Yeah,
I
no,
don't.
no, I'm really upset about that.
Well, I don't feel bad about it for you because I've had a real rough run. You'll see in a second with mine, like, in terms of non-releases. So
L-
you've at least got one.
Speaking of, let
Let's jump down. Yep. So yeah, the
yep,
first one, of
let's jump
course,
down. And
unannounced mainline 3D platform. So that'll be a fail, unless miraculously they do, because there's been some chatter in the industry that the games journalism that it was a spin-off team that worked on Donkey Kong Bonanza, and they're still working on Mario. I don't think that's the case. Like it's playing, and I'll talk about that after this. Playing Bonanza, it's clear that this was the 3D Mario team. It's incredible. So I'd say that's not coming for. Like I said, it could be a three years down the line. It could be 10 years if they decide to stick with Donkey Kong.
it
Silk
will be
Song,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. Well, Silk Song. That I'm I'm still. It's funny because this is always the meme. The cloud makeup comes on at every every sort of announcements and whatnot like that. I still think that's going to come out this year. It has been too long. It has been. I think it's something like 7 years or something since the first one. It's got to come out.
Well, I was gonna say the speculation and the rumor is, with regards to this song, is that a lot of people have said that during the Nintendo Direct they saw like quick flashes of
3 seconds of footage. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So they're like, why would Nintendo do this? Why would Nintendo
yeah,
tease us like this?
yeah,
They must know something we don't.
yeah. There's
So
been
I look, you know what?
yeah,
I agree with you on that one.
yeah, no,
I think it will come out.
there's been I think one of the developers, or at least the community manager or marketer or something like that on social media had said it'll be coming out before Christmas. But take it all with a grain of salt because it's been the rumors and everything. It's every year it's the same. It's coming out of this Xbox thing. It's coming out this Nintendo thing. So who knows? But I still feel pretty confident that will release this year, especially with GTA 6 being pushed to next year, which we predicted. Both of us don't have GTA 6 on our list because we both knew it was going to happen. Rockstar do that with every on their big releases.
Oh yeah.
But now everybody will be frantically scrambling to try and either get the game out or push their game further out to get away from GTA 6. Monster Hunter Wilds, so I had that as one of my picks. I didn't really know. I just knew that Monster Hunter had reviewed well and it previewed really well. So, yeah, I'm not surprised I'm surprised it did as well as it did, if I'm honest. Especially with, I was going to check it out, but I've heard the performance issues are really bad. Apparently that engine doesn't handle the open world stuff really well, and it still hasn't been fixed months after release. So I'm probably just going to skip that and maybe wait till the next one.
Oh look, I might jump into that series, like.
Oh, if you actually said that, if you do, let me know
Time.
because it's some other time. Okay, yep, because it's co-op.
Yeah.
That was the other thing I was thinking. If you're going to jump on, I'll jump on with you, do a bit of co-op. But
Oh look, in that case, then yeah, probably.
yeah, but well,
It's just because it's what.
yeah,
I would say it's just one of those series that for me rings the bell of you kind of need to, and again I will touch more of this a bit later after this. You kind of need to have a little bit of familiarity either with the series or jump into like the good one, which everyone says, oh, Monster Hunter Worlds. I don't know. One of them it sure has to be like the one that everyone absolutely loves, where they got it completely right, and it's like beginner friendly. Like that's the one everyone plays. That's the one everyone loves. I feel like it's one of those games where, because it's been going on for a while, you've either played it in the past and you've seen the game from the beginning, or you'll jump into one that is like the good one. So yeah.
yeah, yep, very cool. Yeah, Val, we talked
I
about.
gotta.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Did you?
I
Sorry,
was
did you
gonna
want to
ask.
call that one?
Yeah, I did. I did actually. Split Faction.
Split Fiction.
Oh, sorry, Split Fiction. Split
Yeah,
Fiction.
God, that's a
That
surprise.
one, that is a huge surprise.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't be because It Takes Two. So it's the same developer. I've forgotten the name of the developer, but developer of It Takes Two did Split Fiction, and that won Game of the Year from many outlets when it came out.
Hazelight
Yeah,
Studios.
thank you. Yeah, so again, it's one. Sadly, I'm not going to play unless you're keen on doing co-op because it's a two-player game. Like you can't play it single player. So I'm probably just same as It Takes Two. I'm just not going to play it because they're built around co-op. So unless you're keen on doing it, man, I'm going to give it a miss. What about you?
You know what? I was gonna say, I mean, as something that potentially, again, you know what you want. I'll answer that.
With the riddle.
With let's put a pin in it.
Yeah, okay.
And let's finish this and yeah,
We can talk about
because there's something I did want to bring up.
Yeah, and I want to. Well, one thing is I've had on my mind for a while. Game club, like both playing a game, doing that sort of stuff, and coming back and talking about it.
Well, I was going to say, you know what? This is why me and you are so in sync. And
You weren't thinking of this, were you?
I was, and I was going to say, like, this is why I love this man. This guy is, like, blood would only make us like closer.
Stop.
This is the reason me and AJ are. We call each other brother because
brothers from another mother.
It. Absolutely, because my idea was, and again, I'm taking a bit of cues from Tech Dweeb and a few other people.
Mm.
They do this they call it the Dusty Game Society. Technically does, and he plays a lot of retro games,
Yep.
and everyone experiences it for the time. But there are a lot of game clubs that do that, like they do a game of the month sort of
Mm.
thing, where you have to play the game for a whole month.
Yep.
And it's something that I've been wanting to do for a while. It's something that because I've been looking through my list, and I've got such a list of games that
Yeah.
I just want to get through. And you
What
know
do I
what? And I've
play?
even yeah, and some of the stuff I was gonna say, look, I would happily even do some of this, like not necessarily like streaming on Discord, but maybe do a let's play of like we'll play through it. Maybe we'll cut down the highlights because again, I doubt people want to see us play for 6 to 8 hours a game. But essentially, maybe small patches of like 3 4 hours or like an hour long video of like boom, here you go. We're discussing the game. We're discussing as we're playing, and then sort of something like like a split fiction. It takes two. What's that prison one?
Oh,
With the two.
yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Oh, we'll have to look
Yeah,
at that. That's meant to be really good.
yeah. The thing, some stuff that will take us both on a journey
Yep.
where we can share and enjoy. But yes,
Yeah. Yeah. So
absolutely, you
yeah,
you
it's
read my mind. Hence the
perfect.
reason.
Yeah, I mean, I think what we could do is potentially. I might as well talk about it now while we're thinking of it. We could
Might as well.
potentially share. So there's two options there. We could do co-op, so play together, play multiplayer games together, whatever that is, and then
Absolutely.
the other option is when we do a game club, which is single player games, and we just both play them at our own time, and then have a podcast about it. It's a game club episode, and we
Yeah.
could provide each other with our Steam. Well, we've both got our Steam. I think we're on Steam together, but yeah, we can see each
Yes, we
other's
are.
lists, and then we could also do a separate list for like the console type of games because like I've got,
Absolutely.
which is going to talk about at some point. I ended up buying a year's subscription to Nintendo Switch Online, so I've got access to all those classic games, and I've started a couple, so I'm planning to go through those, so we could do stuff like that. Um,
Yeah, and I've got a few other methods the way I do it.
that's
Um,
yes, understood. Yarhar. Um,
Yahar. Um,
Cool. So back onto the list. Yeah, love it. Yeah, so we'll
yes,
go
back
that.
onto the list.
So yeah, Pokemon Legends EA. That's going to be a no-brainer. That'll be very very well. I'm confident about that.
Mm.
That
Oh yeah,
yes,
yeah. That's a win. That one.
yep. That one was a bit of a surprise. Well, I don't know. I did pick it because I thought it'd do all right. It got me some good points. Spin-off because I think they've done a couple of spin-offs in that like a Dragon series and they've been popular. So that was another good one.
Yeah, with that, I was going to say there is a genre that I'll be interested in playing because I think they've really, and again, it is very Japanese centric. I believe the
Yeah,
Yakuza series, but
yeah.
it goes from like a serious story, and then they have like this really
Touching
and this is
moments.
sort of what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
which a
yeah
certain anime does,
yeah.
where like you watch an anime and you'll be really invested in it, and and like they'll have a whole season like the first season where it's really serious, really good, very nitty gritty, or very like drama focused or story focused, and then you'll have like a few episodes where everyone let their hair down, relax a little bit. You'll see the more human side, the more
Mm,
everyday part of it, and it just really endears you into these characters. So yeah, like a dragon,
yeah.
it me it
If you're
the,
keen, like I've never played any of the games. I've watched quite a bit of Giant Bomb stream it when this came out, and some other videos. And there was a scene. It might have been on social media share, but it was I think it's that Kiryu character. I think he's apparently a character in there's like nice. He's like nice to a fault, as in things stuff up around him because he's too nice. But he's part of the Yakuza and he's tough and whatnot like that. But he's just too nice, and he ends up defending a woman from being harassed in a club, and it was really well done. And I was like, shit, maybe I'm wrong about this because again, same thing. I get a bit weird about it, heavily Japanese stuff to anime stuff. I get this is just weird. I'm not going to watch it or whatever. But this was actually this whole scene really drew me in and went, oh, geez, actually, I might like this sort of stuff. And watching the latest game, Infinite Wealth, that it looked like it had really good gameplay too. So yeah, I'd like to go back to I think Like a Dragon Zero, Yakuza Zero, which is the remake or remaster of the original. I'd love to start there and then,
Mm,
if I like it, potentially go through the series. So that's another one we could do for Game Club, for example.
absolutely no, I'm with you on that because yeah, to me it's one of those games that seems to have a really rich, not necessarily history, but a pedigree, like a really good pedigree of like potentially being the Japanese GTA.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Ghost of
Yeah.
Yotei looks awesome. I think that'll review well. It's more Ghost of Tsushima. It's more of that. So they did a recent. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw the what is it, State of Play PlayStation thing they did on it. I was like, fuck, man, I'm like sitting here itching on the couch because I've got a PlayStation 5. I'm like, damn it, I'm going to miss this. So hopefully they've released Tsushima on PC, so hopefully I don't have to wait another year and I can pick up Ghost of Yotei. But
I,
God, it looks good.
yeah. That's exactly it. I mean, it's sort of a discussion I've had with my manager, who is a gamer from like way back, and the mentality is, um, he to me he said, look, I can't be stuffing around with a PC. I've
Yeah,
got a PS5. It does what I needed to do. It's just plug and play. I sit back and play,
yeah,
and I get it. I really do get it. But you know what? Uh, the thing with PC is just everything is eventually going to come to PC, and I'll
yeah.
enjoy it.
Yep, too right. We talked about so Earthblade was the one that the other one that that actually got outright cancelled. That wasn't delayed. That's cancelled, which is a shame because that was looking cool, man. Um,
That one was the ones who did the
f-
Celeste, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, it's Celeste or it's one of those indie games.
Yes, it's the one that did Celeste. Yeah,
Celeste,
sorry, I
yeah,
was
yeah.
just having a look at the image here. Yep. No, this is. Um, I'm not surprised, and
Really?
this is going to sound. Yeah, this is not going to sound. Look, I do enjoy pixel art. I really do. I've been on such a huge trip with pixel uh, art games, and I can't get enough of them. I love them, but Celeste for me and the gameplay loop of Celeste, I find ridiculously boring.
All right,
And
you've
the
given it a
fact
go.
that this is a Metroidvania platformer, the market is saturated with Metroidvanias. Like so many indie titles, and I guess uh, this is an indie developer in a way. Not really. It's like a mainstream indie developer. I wouldn't even know what you would call it really. Um,
Oh, there's
with
still
kind
indie.
of coming into a market that's saturated with games that are already doing this, like already doing the hardcore platforming, that are already doing the Metroidvania platforming um, stuff. Like you need to come in with more than just a great set of graphics, a great character design. You need to come with like either great story, great game, something different to the gameplay loop, or you know something else. Because again, to me, it I'm surprised it's cancelled. I'm not surprised that it 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 maybe wouldn't have done well, because again, to me, the market is saturated. There are so many indie titles
Mm.
that do this and are doing it really well, and they're doing a lot of new stuff. So I don't know if they saw,
But
the market and were just like, wow, we really
it this looks like there's a
we,
combination of factors. So that absolutely has something to do with it because, as you said, more and more come onto the market. There's probably tons of them that we don't hear about that get just quietly just sit there and not getting many downloads or what have you. But it looks like there's been burnout, internal conflict within the studio. Um,
oh
yeah,
no.
so I'll just do a quick. Actually, just as one good thing I'll give for Copilot, we're having a bit of a whinge. I don't know if I got that at the start of this recording, but I was having a bit of whinge. I generally don't like Copilot, but for little things like that, it's fine. But it's yeah, it pulled up there. It said that yeah, there was like actually, I wonder if it's still in the history here. Yeah, it is too. So team fracture, some development struggles, pressure from past games, and then refocusing on smaller
Yeah.
projects. It sounds like they might have outscoped it, and that's what happens. That's a risk with indie studios, right? Like if you have a big hit,
Yeah.
there's that risk of bringing more into your team, and then you might have like they are just developers, so they might not be good managers. So it might come to a point where they bring in
Hmm.
this team of
Hmm.
let's bring in another 20 developers, and all of a sudden you've got mismanagement. They're either micromanaging people or they're not present for other people, and then it's so hard. Like you just need to listen to some of these podcasts and how games are made. It is so incredibly difficult to get a game made. So it's not surprising. It's sad, but it's yeah, it just happens. So I'm just
No, no,
I'm sad we're not going
well
to see us
said.
played.
You know what? Well said. I mean, look, the other thing as well, and again, slight tangent here, and our avid listeners will understand this when we say that when they get my tangents branching off here. Um, the with regards to that sort of stuff, like the previous success, the pressure of the previous success, I can't remember what I was listening to. I was either listening to, watching something, or reading something, um, consuming media in some way, shape, or form, where they say a lot of artists, a lot of movie stars or artists, if they have like either a move, even directors, or writers, um, if they have a movie that's or a character that they've done that's so well done, like oh that's right, Matrix, stuff. Like if there's something that they do so well that is so well received that everybody hails it as an instant classic, like the Matrix was, they are then um apprehensive to go back and make a sequel. And obviously, money talks and
Mm,
studios and contracts and all that other stuff comes into play. But they're so apprehensive to go back and make a sequel or a follow up to a potential franchise because they can't live up to that greatness again. It's like, that was my 15 minutes of fame, or that was my shot. I shot it. It was great. I now retire. But they're forced to kind of follow it up, and when they can't, there's this huge fear of ruining the franchise or ruining the character or ruining their legacy,
mm,
so to speak.
mm.
So it does not surprise me that that pressure would have gotten to a studio,
Yeah,
because let's face it, I mean, when everybody talks about the new wave of indie games and the pioneers and sort of the
yeah.
people who lay the groundwork, you immediately have Celeste,
Celeste,
uh,
Shovel Knight,
Super Meat Boy.
Hollow Knight.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hollow Knight.
yeah.
Um,
Celeste is
you got
absolutely
Shovel
always
Knight.
talked about. Yeah.
Yeah. What was that other one that oh, that one where you're actually, a spoiler alert here, you're the bad guy and it's played backwards. What was one of them?
Mm.
It's like this platformer. I can't even remember. The Binding of Isaac is another one that they talk about.
Spelunky.
Like Splunky. Yep, absolutely. These are the like the core games that, like, gave the indie industry a whole new appreciation for
Yeah.
indie games. And now let's face it, the indie titles, and again, even though I mean, the statistics might be showing it slightly off, indie titles are doing great. Like arguably, you could say they're really making AAA run for their money, giving them a run for their money.
Yeah. Oh, it's
So
great. I love it. I love seeing it. I
yeah,
hope
absolutely.
I hope they keep going nuts. Because especially, God, we need to have a look at the stats again. But I don't know if you heard that Microsoft or Xbox have sacked a whole bunch more people, and the numbers must be astronomical for the amount of layoffs over the last few years. It's nuts. So hopefully more of them spin off and get to do their own little indie studios. But I know it's easier said than done. It's probably easier to just, so if you,
Hmm.
especially in the States, to earn a living, just go into a software engineering role and maybe do something on the side. But yeah, I love this absolute surgence of indie stuff. And like I said, I'll
So do I.
wrap up. We'll move on because I'll wrap up and just say again, I'm sad that Earthblade's not been made. But anyway, all the best to that studio. South of Midnight, we touched on it before. I was a little bit disappointed to hear that the combat's not great. Apparently, it gets a bit repetitive, but I'm still going to check it out. This looks like one of those games. If I'm in a certain mood, mindset, I'll enjoy it. It reminds me a little bit of the talk around Hellblade, the first one. So Hellblade, I played through that, and it's not normally a game I'd play through. I don't really like those artsy pieces, but I actually really enjoyed Hellblade. It was surprisingly artsy that I enjoyed, and the combat was very basic. It did get boring with that, but I sort of was compelled to go on just because of the mystery in the game. And South of Midnight sounds not, obviously it's not the same sort of a story, but I just love the design of the characters. Love that it's in the deep south. It's told from from black people's perspective. I just wanted to see that. It'd just be something interesting and new and different. So I'm definitely going to check it out, but I have to be in a mindset to play it. I can't just, if I'm looking bored and looking for something to play, I'll
Agreed.
probably get bored. So
I don't absolutely agree. This is one that you kind of and again, this is it's great that we are being allowed to peek into this culture,
mm,
because I mean, and just that culture enriching of being able to experience those stories, those those experiences, I guess, for lack of a better word.
yeah,
But you are right. It is one of those ones where you kind of need to put yourself in a mindset. Like I would probably need to be. listening to blues, and I'll probably watch Sinners and something else like to do with Deep South, and probably have some bourbon, and then sit down and sort of just really immerse
Have
myself in
some
the world.
gumbo, some bisque.
You have some gumbo.
Get the old
Yeah.
po' boys. Oh yeah.
Oh God, I could go, po' boy. But yeah, no, really, really sort of immerse myself in the world, and just really sort of just take it in, just really,
Yeah.
live it, and
Mm.
to enjoy it. But yes, you have to have that mentality, and sort of otherwise you won't appreciate it. You won't really, you know, I think you'll find too much
Mm.
flaw in it, or too much, uh, not dissonance. What's the word? Disconnect
Yeah.
with the story.
Mm.
Yeah.
Skate Story, I think that was still scheduled for this year. There was a little bit of a chat about it on a podcast recently, and I got confused too because they said, "Is this coming out this year?" I was like, "I think it is." So hopefully that releases, but it could be another miss. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's got a release date. Okay, rematch. So I'm going to combine rematch with talking about one of the games I've been playing recently. I've been playing rematch. So this is the developer behind Sifu, Slow Clap,
Hmm.
and I think when I talked about this, only saw the trailer at the time, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm keen," because they're great with their they're one of those. It's easy to pick up, difficult to master type of gameplay with Sifu. Apparently, I've never played it. It does look like, and I'm not really into fighting games, so didn't try it. I think I should after playing rematch, but I was keen on this because I like the idea of basically Rocket League but with humans, so soccer. Um, and I played the beta a couple of months ago when that came out. Immediately fell in love with it. I thought, this is what I want. Because little of a side note, I've ditched Battlefield for the moment just because I've had issues with Battlefield 2042. The install I've had just errors and stuff, and I finally cracked it the other day. Well, this is a few months ago, and I uninstalled it. Said, stuff it. I'm waiting for the new Battlefield. I'm sick of trying to troubleshoot this thing. It's the only game on my computer that plays up. So I was like, get rid of it. So, but I'd need that. I really love my competitive multiplayer games, and I needed something to scratch that itch. And then Rematch came along, and that up until recently had been excellent. So I got it on release. It's been exactly what I wanted, what I needed. The downside at the moment, and again, we go back to that indie title thing, is they're quite small. They're really slow at getting their patches out and fixing up the game. There are a lot of really frustrating bugs in the game. Like it's mainly to do around the netcode and um, the server client mismatch. So for example, you'll be standing in front of the goal, someone will shoot at it on your end. Your goalkeeper's grabbed it on their end. They've got a goal, and then it catches up and they've got a goal. That happened to me too many times, and I almost threw my Steam Deck down in frustration. It was like, nope, I'm just going to leave it. So it sounds like they did an update, a blog post yesterday. It sounds like they're up to 9 weeks off the new patch. And that's like any other big studio. You're probably only waiting a couple of weeks. They're indie, so I've got to give them
Mm.
like, all right. So I'm basically going to put that down for this time being. But I'm not surprised at that score. It got me 4 points, but I'm not surprised at it being 74 because at launch it was pretty rough. But yeah, anyway, the core of the game is great, so I'm looking forward to seeing that develop.
That's brilliant, man. That's
Mm.
really brilliant. I mean, this is, admittedly, this is something I probably won't play just because it is multiplayer,
Yeah,
and I'm not really big on I'm big on co-op. I'm not big on multiplayer.
yeah.
So the whole, it being multiplayer PvP sort of thing, it looks fantastic. Like, I mean, some of the arena, I think there was like a desert, like a
Mm.
jungle, an underwater arena,
Yeah.
which like I think even something else, like maybe a space one, I
Yeah.
think is amazing. And it takes me back, and again, it takes me back to when I was playing World Cup '98, FIFA World Cup '98, and again, not a sports guy, not into the sports ball, but
Go sports.
when, yeah, when scoring a basket, in
Yeah, yeah.
I'm kidding,
When
I'm
shooting
not
the
that clueless.
yeah, 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 yeah. When pontificating the
um,
round thing.
the Yeah, it for me, it looks fun. It really genuinely looks fun, and it's something that I could see myself playing some of the more, sort of, I guess, console based sports game. Less the ones that you have to do a lot of managing and all the other, I guess, stuff. But then again, I don't know. I mean, it might be
Mm,
just the natural evolution of it.
yep.
Um, and I'm sure that when I do play them, I'll be able to sort of um provide more
Yep.
on it, I guess.
Fair enough.
But yes, Fragpunk.
Fragpunk,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was just
So
saying.
this one was a Hail Mary. I didn't. I looked at it and I thought that looks like that could either take off or it could completely flop. I think it sits somewhere in the middle. Like it
Mm,
hasn't been definitely not a part of the zeitgeist. There's other stuff I've heard other than that, but it's been around in the conversation. I wouldn't be surprised if they. I don't know if it's a live service game or what. If I'm honest, I haven't looked much more though, other than the release trailer. But I wouldn't be surprised if this dies within 6 months because it there hasn't been enough buzz that I've heard for it to continue. I could be wrong. Sometimes there's these games like this, like that Marvel Rivals is still going nuts, although that was a huge launch and it's carried on. But there's a lot of other games out there that are still living. Tarkov, that Hunt, the Showdown, they're all
mhm.
still going strong. This could be another one of those. I'm not sure. I'm just glad that I got 4 points from the review score.
Well, look, I share that same mentality. To me, this is one of those Overwatch clones, really, and it like an Overwatch clone is people who've played Overwatch 2. I know they hate it, so to me, this is the new Dota, and though I'm sure a bunch of ears pricked up there. So again, I remember my good landing days. I had a whole bunch of friends that were into Dota, so the whole League of Legends, Hon, which was Heroes of New Earth or whatever it was, um, and they were into those lane battlers, and like honestly, I never saw it. I never got it. So I never saw the appeal of it. I never got into them.
Mm.
They try to pull me in, and I was always be like, So what do I do? Just go back and forth." They're like, "Yeah, but you got to time it like and get the guys killed and like take care of your lane." And I was like, "Ah, this is why this gameplay loop just sucks. I've got
Boring.
no interest in this. No thing.
Yeah.
Boring."
Yeah.
I will tell you. So I think I've already shared this story on the podcast before, but I even said to one of the guys, I think the friends who were at work, we were all working together, and they said to me, "Hey man, we're going to a LAN cafe after this. Do you want to come along?" I'm like, "Yeah, what are we gonna play?" And they're like, "Oh, dude, we're gonna go play League of Legends or Dota." I'm like, "Oh, dude, I suck at those games. No, I hate those games. They're shit." And there was this other guy that we worked. He got so offended. He all red faced and he looked like, you can't say that. You can't say somebody's game. The game that like sucks. What the hell's wrong with you, man? You're such an asshole. I'm like, dude, take a breath, man. Like I didn't just spit on your grandmother's grave. Hell, I think if I spat on your grandmother's grave, you wouldn't have acted this way. Like, chill.
Should have given it a Mentos.
Like,
This podcast
yeah, should have.
sponsored by Mentos.
Mentos, support us, please.
Yeah.
Sponsor us, please, Mentos. you need you need the visibility.
or maybe a Kit Kat. You give him the
Yeah,
Mentos, you get the Kit Kat.
um, but yeah, it
So
to me
Fragpunk,
this is just
is that the same sort of
yeah,
thing?
Frag
Like
Punk.
that, yeah. That sort of
Yeah, to me,
style of
flavor of the month.
should, yeah,
Hmm.
gotcha. Yeah, true. Uh
Exactly. Like it was Dota back then,
yeah.
or those lane shooters, and now we've got all these 5v5 arena shooter things. So yeah, look, I agree with you. I think it will have its fans, and or it will die off.
Mm, yep.
Like they'll patch something, something will happen, and they'll be upset.
Yep. Golden Idol. I think that might have I've just seen the little timer here. It says needs more reviews. So it's probably only just released other than the last day or two. So wait and see. If I'm honest, I can't quite recall. Same with I'll just say Dispatch. I can't even remember what the heck that is. So Metal Gear Solid, though, of course, that's as we get closer to that, they've been releasing more footage and trailers of it. I am so confident this will review well because it looks just like a like for like remake. Sorry, not like for like, an updated remake with updated modern controls, and they're even including some of the online elements from I think it was Subsistence might have been called, or so, I can't remember the name. They released a new version of Metal Gear Solid 3, a year or two after the original release, and it had a multiplayer mode, so they're bringing that back into it as well. I cannot wait for this game, and thankfully it's going to be on PC. That is August. Oh my God, it's just that outside of the Nintendo stuff, I wasn't even, not even this excited for Bonanza than I am for this game. This is probably my big release for this year, unless Battlefield gets announced this year as well. But cannot wait.
Oh, brilliant.
Then Adamfall,
Adamfall.
yeah. So that you got the counter pick there. That reviewed around about where I thought it would. I'm going to check this out at some point. I kind of like it. It was a bit of a different spin on what it was. I think they said that in the marketing, but I still wasn't too sure on what that would be like. It sounds interesting. It sounds like it's got enough grit and challenge in it that it might be fun for a bit. It's not a deep RPG again. It's more of a survival game. And I just love all the Britishness of it. I saw I've watched a couple of reviews and I just was chuckling at some of the conversations they'll have with different characters. So, yeah, we'll come back to that at some point. I just don't know when.
Yeah, no, likewise, I did. This is something I would definitely love to jump into, just because yeah, I'd love to see how they do a Fallout esque style game.
Hmm. So
So yeah,
that's yeah.
absolutely.
So that's about it. So it's yeah, it's been good so far. I think it's a good rundown. Was there anything else you wanted to touch base on the? Oh, maybe we're going to look at the upcoming releases, I guess. Oh, we've actually
Yeah, the upcoming races.
no, we're pretty
Yeah,
much
I was
kept
gonna say.
pretty
Yeah,
much got,
we already have. Look, like the
yeah.
Ninja Gaiden, I think that one's gonna be an easy win. Like you said, Metal Gear Solid, yep, easy win. Ghost, yeah, Pokemon. The Dragon Quest, I think, will be an easy win. Just the reason I say that, um, slowly, I guess, somewhat directing the conversation to stuff I've been playing is
Actually,
one of.
before we
Mhm.
do that, I wouldn't mind a break if you don't mind. So
Yeah, no, no, absolutely. I wouldn't mind getting a bit of liquid
yeah,
uh,
cool. I'm gonna make a.
hydration into
I
me.
was going to make a cuppa. So what I can actually do is I can pause this with the power of technology. So I'm going to do a joke here and go. We're going to throw to a break and for a word from our sponsors. Yeah, right. You'll just hear a pause basically, and we'll be back to talk about what we've been playing. So back in a moment. And we're back. Okay, so
Sure.
you're about to tell me about Final Fantasy One, yeah?
Yes, yes.
Really interested to hear about this
so,
because yeah, curious.
so, so, as you know, I'm not sure if I mentioned it in previous podcast, but I was either on my way or I just come back from Bali.
Hmm.
We did a family trip to Bali, and on the way on the plane over, I decided, you know what, I'm going to take my PS Vita. I'll play some games, and one of the games I played was the remake of the PS Vita version of Final Fantasy X, and I played through it, and you know what, I hated it. Um,
Right.
Not because of the mechanics, not because of the gameplay. I mean, the graphics were great, the mechanics, everything functioned fine.
Hmm.
Um, I just hated the character.
Right.
Like
Titus, is it? Is that his
he
name?
was so obnoxious. I think it was Titus
Titus.
or
Yep.
Titus
Yep.
or um, but he's such a generic weeb, otaku, obnoxious anime protagonist.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there was one point like he was choking on his food because he was overly excited about it, about eating. He was scoffing it down, and he was choking on it, and I was like, "Choke, you bastard, choke!"
Oh, geez, that's not a good sign. If
I'm
you're
like, I
if you're hating it, I wouldn't even touch it. I think I struggle with anime at the best of times.
no, you would. I was just like, oh, it's so obnoxious. Like, so my son's into some Blade stuff,
Oh
and
yeah,
he watches some of the new Blade stuff, and the anime is so obnoxious.
yeah,
Um, and the characters are so annoying,
yep.
but they are nothing compared to as annoying, obnoxious a
Really?
protagonist character. I was
Wow.
like, why am I rooting for you? I hate you. And the whole story was so disjointed. I'm sure that the more I played it, it would really reveal itself. But it was so disjointed, and I don't know. Look, the visuals were great. It looked pretty, but it was just so shallow, and I don't know. I didn't like. Anyway, um, I ended up for whatever reason, as you know, the YouTube algorithm or spies were obviously listening in. A lot of stuff started coming up, and one of the guys I do watch, who is some call me Johnny, who's been doing sort of game reviews for years, and he's really good. He's gone through the Final Fantasy series, and so I thought, you know what? While I'm working, and you know, while I've been working for the last few months, I've been watching one video as you know, sort of as something on the side as white noise, really.
Yep.
Um, but he went through the Final Fantasy series, and anyway, he went through one through to I think he's up to 9 at this point. I think he's gone through 1 through to 9.
Yep.
And so, you know, he talks about the quirks and the story, and anyway, he reviews all. I'm like, oh, so funnily enough, on the same PS Vita, I've decided to play the remake of Final Fantasy One,
Now, is that the Pixel
and I'm like,
remaster? Oh,
yeah, the pixel remaster. Oh
yep.
no, not the pixel remaster, but yes, the pixels have been remastered, and a few game mechanics have been fixed, which were broken in the original
Okay.
NES version and all that other stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, so it has like a different set of pixels, and I have fallen in love with this game. It is
Really?
so yeah, it's so it's simple. It's very simple, but it's fun. It's enjoyable. It's just
Yeah, good,
it's
simple
just a
fun.
good RPG,
Is it So is it
right?
set? Can you table set for me? Because I actually don't know anything about it. Is it medieval fantasy? What are the characters?
It
What's the
is. It
world?
is. Yeah, so it is a medieval fantasy, and the story is as simple as it gets. Um, where the later ones are not as simple.
Hmm.
Essentially, all the four elements are out of whack. So the wind is out of whack. Deserts, sorry, land is drying up and rotting away. The seas are unruly, and fires and volcanoes. Like basically it's a apocalyptic world event, and it's set in a medieval fantasy sort of realm. And you are one of four of the chosen heroes who have crystals, who are said in legend or myth that the four, when the world is out of whack, the four legends of myth, or sorry, the four heroes of legend, each with their own crystal, will come and save the world, or heroes of light, or whatever they call them. And that's it. That's the
Nice.
whole story so far.
Yep.
Um, and the way it plays out, it is turn based, but I like it because it's in a weird way. It reminds me of Pokemon, except you're just playing with
Yes.
fantasy people. So you walk around the world, you get encounters, and so at the beginning you choose your parties, and you can choose from four different. Sorry, hold on. So fighter, uh, thief, monk, mage. Six. You can choose from six different characters.
Yep.
So they are you're basically your attacking character, or your I guess physical attacking characters, which is the standard fighter or knight or whatever you want to call them.
Yep.
You've got a thief, who's your more I guess sneaky character. And in this game, which in the NES version, apparently thief was broken in the sense that he couldn't actually steal things. Like the programming was just bad,
Ha.
but they fixed it in these newer versions, so he can now steal stuff. And a monk who's just a fighter but without equipment, basically.
Hmm.
And you've got three mages. You've got a white mage, a red mage, and a black mage. White mage, healing, support, magic. Red mage, sorry, that black mage is defensive magic, so fireballs and all that other stuff. And a red mage is a combination of the two,
Yep.
and that's it. So you're set
Nice.
out into the world, and you go off and basically just you have to go from town to town, fixing their problems, and then fight the big bad.
Yep.
And and the way the turn base works, it's so simple, but it's so satisfying.
Yep.
Is you so in normal turn base, you have a shot, enemy has a shot, you have a shot, enemy has a shot,
Yep.
so on and so forth. Here it's once you get your characters, you choose what each one of your characters does.
Yep.
Then you kind of like let them do their thing, and they'll each attack in turn.
Mm.
So that's it. So you just attack, and then each one will take their turn in attacking. Like sometimes a bad guy might attack first because they might have like a higher speed or whatever. But that's it. And then that's it's so simple,
Nice.
but it's so fun.
So do you
It,
have
it's just
do you have so when you're looking at the your options screen, so you've got, I'm assuming you've got standard attack, then you got magic attack, then you got items, or the run as well. Is
Mhm.
that the kind of the setup?
And then flee, yes.
Flee.
So you
Yep.
have yep.
So just like Pokemon.
And if you have a thief,
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
and if you have a thief, you would have a steal button
Oh yeah,
or
cool.
steal option.
So that does actually make me more interested, because I was thinking back to me and not really digging turn-based games, and the last turn-based sort of RPG I played was Pokemon, and I'm not even saying from how many years ago when that first came out. I'm talking about I played Scarlet and Violet. Well, I played Scarlet a couple of years ago, and I still enjoyed that for what it was. But that was a bit of that's more the combination of everything. It's more going out catching them, catching the Pokemon and bringing up your Pokedex and all that sort of stuff. But um, having said what you've just said, it makes me a little bit more interested because I do like the simplicity of that. Just the going through the motions, get your thing done, on to the next thing.
Yeah, and apparently that's really good. And I'd be interested to play through more of the other titles,
Mm.
maybe before 7, um, because apparently a lot of those titles, like 1 through to 3, kind of follow the same sort of gameplay beats, slightly changing up
Yep.
a few aspects. I think with the magic, so the magic, the way it works is you've got, I think, MP value.
Yep.
So and you've got 3 magic slots, and every level of magic that your magicians go up, they can learn like a, sorry. So if they go from like level 1 magic, there's only certain spells they can choose from. Level 2 magic, certain spells they can choose from,
Mm.
and obviously the higher tier magic, the more um magic points cost is the cost.
Yep.
The more powerful it is. So that sort of stuff. And I think in number 2 they use a different system where you can only use magic a certain amount of times.
Yep.
As opposed to the magic. So I think there's like slight variations and changes between 1, 2, and 3 and whatever. But aside from that, the story just gets a little bit more, I guess, complex in a way. Not in a bad way, not convoluted, but more just, there's more to it. There's more to the story in like number 2, and then in number 3, there's even more to that story. Because this is very bare bones. It's like everything's out of whack. You have to get to the 4 elemental crystals because you're the heroes, and then you save the world, and that's it, essentially.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, it's good to hear. What's the name of the world, and is there a bunch of towns like caves and all that sort of stuff?
There is a bunch of towns. The name of the world, that's a very good question. I mean,
That's all right. That's
uh, it
it's
is,
obviously not
and
important.
again, there's like,
Like it's not a feature, and like they don't repeat it. It's just you're in the thing doing the thing.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, come to think of it,
it
oh no, you do get that said a lot, and I was saying because I obviously the only other Final Fantasy I've really played through to completion's been Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth, and they talk about Midgar a bit in that and the different spots they go to. But yeah, I was just curious on that.
let me have a
Well,
look. See,
well, one I want to potentially do game club with you is Chrono Trigger. But I can't remember. Did you say you already tried that
sorry, did you say is it?
Chrono
So
Trigger?
you have that out there. Oh yeah, Chrono Trigger. Yes, yes. So that
Did,
one was actually with um the guy who did Dragon Ball, and then some of the Final Fantasy guys.
yeah, Akira Toriyama. But did you?
Yeah,
Sorry,
correct.
did you say you
Did
already
I
you
play it?
tried? Yeah, try it.
I would like to try it. It's
Okay.
one on my
Yep.
list.
Yeah, cool. That's what I was saying. So that'd be one for the game club. I wouldn't mind doing because
Mhm.
it's meant to be one of the best RPGs of all time, and it's constantly getting raised, but in conversation. But yeah, I'd like to give that one a go. But yeah, no, I'm interesting you're saying that. If I'm honest, I probably won't be looking at the the earlier Final
Yeah,
Fantasies yet. It's probably going to be another one for the rainy day, potentially when I'm retired. But it's just because it's just the nature of me. I'm not huge on RPGs of that nature.
no, no, I agree with you on that one. Like, I mean, I've jumped onto it because I wanted to try something different,
Yeah.
admittedly.
Yep.
But yeah, it look, I'm kind of happy
Yeah.
that
It's good.
I've actually decided to play it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's a great game. It's simple as all heck,
Yeah,
but it's good.
heckin' good. Um, yeah, cool. That's so for me. I've played heaps over the time, but I'm not going to go through. I did have a list before to bring up and chat with you about, but there's honestly so many. Maybe it'll just come up another conversation. So I'll just talk about the big one. I got a Switch 2. I don't think I've talked about that since our last podcast. Absolutely love the console. I brought it around to yours, of course, and got to have a look at it. And we played Mario Kart World, of course. I kind of
Which
fall
is
on,
amazing.
yeah, and I kind of fall in the same camp as a lot of people. Is that I I sort of I miss the like I've played now. I've got Nintendo Switch Online. I've been playing it online quite a bit, and it's definitely less on the skill based kind of play, and it's much more on the just random chance. So it's a little bit frustrating at that. But if I can switch my brain off, sometimes I just want to jump on and have a bit of a match and have a bit of fun. Um, I can just do that. But that's probably my only little gripe with it is it's from Mario Kart 8, which was if you're a good Mario Kart racer, you could generally do pretty well. But yeah, this one's much more levels of playing field. But that's the whole point of Mario Kart, right? Those Nintendo party type games are meant to be just fun for everyone, and it's no one gets too serious with it. So I do appreciate it. And I mean, the art's gorgeous. The having it in 4K is gorgeous. It runs so well. Knockout 2 is awesome. I play that online, and that's a lot of fun. So that's great. But yeah, Bananza. So more importantly, finally been sinking my teeth into Bananza. So I think I sent you a message on release day. I'd got it and I had to wait all day. I didn't even really get to play it much at night because I just had a lot to do. But initial impressions. So I'd say I'm probably about 10 hours into the game, maybe. And it is fantastic. It's really scratching that platforming itch. I've been playing Super Mario Odyssey leading up to it just to get back, have a go at that again. And I'm a bit funny, so I absolutely appreciate that Super Mario Odyssey is one of the greatest platformers of all time, but I still prefer 3D World and 3D Land. Something about those little, sandboxed small environments that I prefer, because a lot of Odyssey, there's a lot of empty space in the game. Like there's a lot of getting to a thing, and it's not all that fun getting there. You're just running around as Mario doing your jumps and whatnot. You're like, okay, whatever. It's still fun for like exploration and whatnot like that. But with Bananza, you can basically smash almost everything that's in the environment. There are like certain restrictions, like when you get to the bottom of the level, you can't go through it, for example. And there's certain things they put in puzzles like slippery surfaces you can't climb up or smash because it's part of the puzzle. But generally speaking, most of the environment's indestructible, so you just have so much fun smashing through things, and getting from point A to point B is no longer boring. You can actually just smash your way there, or you can pick up a bit of the rock and surf on it. It's so much fun doing that. It's solved that problem that I had with Odyssey, but it does everything that Odyssey does really well too. It's a lot of exploration, a lot of really cool little puzzles. They take a bit from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. You've got almost like little shrines. You find these areas and you punch through them to get through this door, and then you're into another world. They're like little, almost like the shrines in Breath of the Wild. They're sort of like a very similar looking room, and then you've got a puzzle in there you got to solve, platforming wise. And it's great. There's a little bit of joy every time you're cruising around and oh god, it's one of those doors. Yes, what are we jumping into now? And I had one the other day. Yep.
I was sorry to interrupt. So they're really taking lessons learned and put it all together.
It's a culmination of Odyssey and Zelda. Yeah.
Because I mean, Zelda less so. I would say not with what you're saying. I would say less so in the regards that obviously Breath of the Wild I think was in development for a while, and it was essentially aimed for I think the Wii U.
Yeah.
Before it jumped on the Switch. But I was with the Mario Odyssey, the way I felt it was like addressing your points of it being very open spaces where you're just like, all right, I literally just have to get from point A to point B, and there's nothing in between. Maybe one enemy or maybe one like thing. It looks like it was the basis.
Yeah.
For them to sort of be like, we're going to use this and learn from this
Yes.
and see how we can improve this, and then obviously throwing in the Breath of the Wild, which again, as everyone has said, they've perfected in Tears of the Kingdom. It shows amazing growth. It shows amazing development from Nintendo's end. And I think it was you who did tell me or did show me with regards to Bonanza that you can basically destroy everything, and then there's an option in the menu to reset the world.
Yeah.
If you destroy too much.
Yeah, and it resets when you go switch between the sub layers. So I'm in the honeymoon period of the game, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to 100% this because once I got to about sublayer 4, so it's level 4 essentially, I was like, oh man, because the other thing that's cool about this is when you get the bananas, which are the moons in Mario Odyssey, you actually goes towards skill points, so you can upgrade your different abilities. And so that's really fun. I'm getting to some tougher areas. So I'm like, I want to go back. So I went back in the last couple of days that I've gone back to go and collect all of the bananas so I can upgrade my skill tree. And immediately I was like, it was so much fun doing all that, and I found again more secrets and more cool, shrine type of areas. I'm like, okay, I'm thinking I'm going to 100% this because it's too much fun just going back and finding all that stuff. So,
That's amazing. Loving
oh
it. Love hearing it.
yeah.
What's the story?
So the story is again it's very simple, very Nintendo. Basically, you've come from the surface. You do like all Donkey Kong, like Donkey Kong's your great, lovable, goofy idiot. So he's doesn't speak, of course. He just does these monkey sounds and whatnot. And he all he wants is bananas. So it's great, right from the start of the game. It's very expressive. This game, like Donkey Kong's, very expressive. It's like playing a Pixar movie.
Right.
So all you want is bananas, but then you come across this odd rock, which turns out to be Pauline, who was captured by the Void Company. So they're a mining company, and they're a group of apes that are evil, and they're basically after all the bananas, but they're also going to the planet's core to do something. And we don't know exactly what that is yet, I think, from what I've been following. But you are basically just trying to get to them, and it hasn't got it's like slowly developing over the course of the game, of course. But I haven't got that far into it. It's literally, hey, we're here. Defeat one of the enemies, which is Grumpy Kong. He was the first major boss, and you fight him a couple of times. Pretty much pushover, like a lot of the bosses. They're just more fun smashing around. But and then the rest of them have got little bits and things of what's been happening. But yeah, Pauline, essentially, she was captured by them. She got turned into a rock. They were using her for whatever reason, and I think it's alluding to she's a really good singer. So I think they're trying to use her powers because her singing's got magical powers that helps you unlock things. And like some of these challenge rooms, you need her to sing. The good news is she's not annoying. So I was a bit worried about having, whenever you get some of these side characters that she lives on your shoulder through the whole game. So she's, talking to you and whatnot. But she's thankfully not annoying at all. She's quite endearing. Maybe if a little bit, Pixar-y, like a little bit more. She's 13 years old and pretty well spoken for a 13-year-old and pretty smart for a 13-year-old. But whatever, you can overlook that stuff. But she's got like her part of her thing is she's obviously trying to get back to the surface, but she's also got a fear of singing in front of crowds. She's comfortable singing around Donkey Kong, but so Donkey Kong's trying to help her with her confidence as well throughout the game. So you got, at the end of levels, you do this like song and dance with her, and then like Donkey Kong, what you have to do there, it triggers you to do. You have to hold down the triggers to do the percussion, and all it is literally Donkey Kong just doing the slapping his he's doing the chest beat, he's and it kicks her off into singing, and there's so many like I'm just half the time I'm just smiling to this game because it's got so much charm.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible. So I sadly, and if you don't mind spoilers.
No,
I think I did have something spoiled for me. Not by chance, like I haven't been deliberately looking about it. I just happened to be scrolling through social media, and I think King K. Rool's in this because there's been no sign of him at all. But I have a feeling he's in it, which would be pretty cool because he's like the Bowser to Mario. He's the Bowser of this world, so it will be cool to see him. But I was a bit like, it would have been good to see him as a surprise. But I think he's coming later on.
Well, the thing is, everyone was sort of panicking, like, where's Diddy?
Mm.
And then they saw Diddy and Dixie, and then the other thing as well is, funnily enough, there's a bit of a rabbit hole with conspiracy as well. They're like, oh, this is Pauline, but why is she 13 years old? And which Donkey Kong is this?
Mm.
Is this the original Pauline? Like, from the first sort of Donkey Kong game?
Yeah. The original.
Sort of like,
you got to remember, these are the original Nintendo characters. Before Link, before Mario was Mario, he was Jumpman. So they're the originals.
Yeah. So, and it's the reason I guess partly was the question for the story, because I'd seen the Pauline thing and I'd be like, oh, this is kind of interesting.
What I can take from it is that it's essentially like a reboot. It's
that's brilliant.
Yeah, I don't get any. I mean, I haven't played many of the Donkey Kong games previously, Country and all that. I don't know why. It's just been one of those blank spots I've missed. I've played Donkey Kong 64. That was terrible. And I might have played one of the Donkey Kongs briefly, but for whatever reason, it's been a blind spot in my play. I've probably played the original Donkey Kong more than I've played any other Donkey Kong game apart from Bananza now. But Yeah, from what I've just gathered from everything that's happened so far, I mean, he's a new look Donkey Kong. I haven't met Diddy yet. I haven't seen Dixie. I've only seen Cranky Kong. You chat to him, he's great. You see him in each level, and you talk to him, and all he does is waffle on. But then the reason why you listen to him waffle on is you get a banana out of him. So I'm happy with that. The power ups are really cool. So the whole thing about Bonanza is Bonanza transformation. So when you meet the elders, you get a power. So the first one's Kong power, and that turns you to basically like a souped up, massive, like silverback gorilla, basically, and you just get better smashing powers. The next one I just unlocked, which was the ostrich, so you can fly, so you hover over things. And I've already the third one they've had the promotional material, which is a zebra, which is apparently you can just like run really fast, but I don't know what that is. But they've had interesting gameplay loops, like some of those challenge rooms you have to go in as the Bonanza power. But yeah, like I said, even getting those things. So when you meet one of the elders, they get you to go get one of their vinyl records because they're DJs. So you chuck the vinyl record in front of them, and then you do a song, and Pauline sings, and yeah, it's a really cool like Pixar sort of thing. Donkey Kong's jumping around dancing, and she's singing, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Well, that sounds awesome. Like that genuinely sounds like a what's it called? A soft reboot for the series.
Hmm.
I mean, because you're right. They are the original characters. They are the original sort of before Mario and everything else. Is yeah. You know what? That looks really cool.
Yeah, so
It looks like something definitely I might even pick up.
oh man,
And again,
thought of you and the little man, and I thought he'd love this, and there's co-op too.
yeah, he probably would because honestly, I think I think I played the original Donkey Kong. Again, my first experience with Donkey Kong was Donkey Kong Country.
Yep.
And then obviously when you get older, you find out, oh, he's actually the original, like the character from like Donkey Kong Arcade, blah blah blah. You put two and two together.
Yeah.
Like, oh, cool. So yeah, the Donkey Kong Country was the original one. I never played the 64, and then I think I played the one on the Wii, which was Donkey
Tropical
Kong.
Freeze, was it, or
No, the one before Freeze.
before Freeze? It might have been Returns. Not no, because they did Donkey.
Yeah, I think Donkey Kong Returns. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, they've had a few.
Which again was fine. It was fun.
Yep.
But I guess
Standard platformer.
Yeah, standard platformer. And again, like I said, I've never been really a big, huge Donkey Kong fan, as it were. Much less so after the Mario movie and Seth.
Oh yeah. Well, they're doing a
God.
spin-off movie.
Oh God, please.
So, I mean, I don't think they've officially announced it. Actually, I could be wrong there. Or maybe they have. I can't quite recall, but they're definitely gearing up because even I think it might have been Koizumi. So he's been the producer on like Odyssey and whatnot. He came to the Odyssey team and said, "I want you to make a." He went to the director and said, "I want you to make a Donkey Kong game because we're gonna expand that IP." So, have you got to remember this is the first Nintendo. Actually, I could be wrong here. So they did a remake of Donkey Kong versus Mario on the Switch. I haven't played that. That looked interesting, but that might be Nintendo. But before that, it's all been either Rare or who was the guy, Mercury Stream, I think. So the guys that did Metroid Dread. So they developed, I think they did Tropical Freeze and might have been that Returns. So this has actually been essentially the first proper Nintendo made Donkey Kong since maybe 64. And I can't quite recall. So it's been a long time since they've returned to the series.
Well, the thing is, I mean, actually, that being said, that you remind me, the Donkey Kong versus Mario stuff, that sort of Lemmings style game, that one I did enjoy a lot more.
Yeah, it looked all right. Like it's just puzzles, right? It's sort of like puzzle box sort of style. Yeah, that's right up my alley. So I think I might have to give that a go.
Oh yeah. No, that's definitely one for the game club.
Yeah, I guess. What about you? Have you got another game you've been playing? A bit of back and forth.
I've actually slightly gone back, slightly continued playing Skull.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Finally, I got this. So, I got through to I guess the DLC side of it. So I finished it, and I'm playing the DLC or the extra levels. And it took me. And again, the DLC is just makes it slightly harder. Like each run becomes slightly harder. The further every time you beat it. So and it develops a little bit more story. So I've been kind of caught up with that and playing that. And that was relatively fun. The other one that I've been playing is the Alien. I've been playing one called Alien. Let me go through my
I
library.
did see you pop it.
Uh,
Just Dark Descent or Fireteam Elite or
Fireteam Elite.
yeah.
Alien Fireteam Elite.
How's
Uh,
that?
that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. It does require you playing, I guess, with another person.
Yep.
Um, but again, like I said, it's one of those ones that yeah, if you'd play, absolutely would enjoy this. But aside from that, it's just a co-op shooter in the Aliens universe.
Yep. Nothing.
Essentially, it's what it is.
Nothing unique. Like, do you get
Um,
hunted down by the Queen and all that, or
yeah, like you get missions, and like each mission you kind of have to you get waves just of aliens, and you just instead of zombies, it's aliens
oh,
flying
okay, I
around.
see. Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
like a horde shooter.
yeah, exactly, a horde shooter. The other one I've been playing is something called Garden Story.
Oh
Um,
yeah, I've seen this. Yeah.
it's quaint,
Okay.
although it runs out of steam pretty quick.
Yeah. Okay.
So the gameplay loop is very simplistic. You're this berry grape something, and you live like in this like under this foresty tree thing, magical tree, and there's something called the rot that is set in, and has required these peaceful veggie people to become warriors, and they've lost some warriors and other things. It's just this quaint little thing, and it's basically a little RPG, and you kind of just go from town to town doing small missions. Like
Hmm.
like you start off in one town, and then it's like every day you have to do three things or two things, and then collect some items, and then sort of rebuild it, and you kind of get bosses, and it's not hard. It's very easy going sort of RPG,
Hmm.
but the gameplay loop can be a little bit boring.
What is the
It's just
gameplay
be a
loop?
little
Like,
bit boring.
are you fighting? Is it action game or what?
It is action, but I sort of think like the Legend of Zelda, which is the Super Nintendo one.
Link to the Past.
Yes,
Yep. Yeah, okay.
Link to the Past style sort of visuals in a way where you're like top down, and you got like, and the thing is you can't attack consistently. You got like a stamina bar at the bottom,
Yep.
and so you can only do you start off with only being able to do like I think two or three strikes,
Okay.
and sometimes the enemies take like four or five,
Yep.
and yeah, it's not difficult. It's just part of me gets a bit impatient because
Hmm.
I'm like, all right, come on, stab, 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 stab. I'm like, oh god,
I
I've
gotta
run out of
wait.
stamina.
Yeah.
Gotta wait,
Yeah.
stab.
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's okay. I
It's all right.
guess
Yeah.
it's one of those ones where I'm like, oh, this looks good. It looks fun. Um, it looks nice.
Yeah, I remember the art. I remember seeing it and thinking, looking at it, and I remember watching some gameplay trailers. I think that's why I didn't bother with it, but it looked gorgeous. But good to know it's. Yeah, I might give it a
It's
miss. But
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's just one of those ones where I'm like, oh, okay,
it
whatever, I guess.
kind of reminds me of Moonlighter. Did you ever play that?
No, but it's on my list. I
Yeah,
think I might even have it.
yeah,
I think I might
it's
actually even have it somewhere.
yeah. I picked it up and gave it a go. I yeah, again another gorgeous looking game, and I like the idea of dungeon crawling, but it's a roguelite, but you're also running a shop during the day. And that part of it just takes me out of it, just bores me. So I played it for about an hour,
Yeah,
got the gist of it, and went, oh, yeah, no, not for me.
like I get it. I get that people want to mix genres, and I guess like fusion food. There's a few things. It's just certain genres mix well, others don't so much.
Well, that one's been really successful. The sequel's coming out soon. I actually was
Mm.
listening to a podcast today about it. So it's working for some people, but that's again we talk about indies. The only reason why that game's been made is because it's an indie developer. You wouldn't get that like from a big because the big studios go we need something mainstream, and a lot of people turn that off, which is me, like and potentially yourself. But it may click for others. It's kind of like that, like Stardew Valley. I'm so baffled how that's so popular, but people just love that stuff, eh? Like I tried it. I'm like, oh, it's just doing chores. What's so interesting about this? it's I get Minecraft. Like I told you, like I couldn't tell you son couldn't say to his face when we left last time, "Who'd jump on Minecraft again?" Yeah, yeah. I was like, "Oh hell, no." I'm like, it's just not me.
Nope. Nope.
It is boring, but yeah, that's you
No,
guys love it, so
absolutely. I mean, look, Stardew Valley. I don't mind. Maybe because I did play Harvest Moon when I was younger.
mm,
Um, or at least attempted to play. Um, I don't mind it, but it is tedious. It,
mm.
it is one of those ones where I kind of have to really be in the mood, or really like,
Yeah,
you know what, I've had enough of an action game. Like for example, Skull. Like
yeah,
it is a great game, but it's frustrating, especially when like
yeah,
you do 3 or 4 runs in a row, and the RNG gods are not smiling upon you, and or you make one simple mistake, and you're like, I screwed up, my bad, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, I'm like, I need to step away, but I
yeah,
don't want to be stop playing video games, so I'll jump onto something a bit more
yeah,
cruisy,
yep.
and that's when I'll sort of jump onto something like that.
That's what I've
But it's
been.
one of those ones where
You
you
go.
can sort of jump in, jump out, look back, and do it. One that you might enjoy. It is logistical based, but it has comedy in it, and I find it amusing. Is Graveyard Keeper.
Graveyard Keeper.
Hmm.
Okay.
And the whole premise of it is you're a normal guy who's gone out to get, I think, some groceries, and on the way home you get hit by a car, and you wake up in a medieval town,
Yep.
and all of a sudden a skeleton, or rather a skull, starts talking to you and tells you that you are now the new graveyard keeper,
Yep.
and you're basically having to manage the graveyard in order to get back to your world.
Okay.
Um,
See, that's
and
yeah, that's interests me more because the problem with a lot of these things is they're aimless. There's no point to it. But if this has got an end, then yeah, maybe.
and and you slowly start building up skills. Like you'll get visited by a ghost. There's a talking donkey who um extorts you for more food because he's a communist.
Ha!
Um, I knew that would be up your alley.
Yeah.
And then you can eventually get zombies to do some of the mundane work for you.
Yeah, nice.
So
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer at the moment. It looks pretty cool. I like the art
yeah,
style. Yeah, I'll consider it. It's
I've got that. That's on my list for me.
yeah.
Um, Aside from that, what have I jumped into? What else? Um, I haven't had a chance to play a lot, just because work's been crazy. But yeah,
Yeah.
there is a few that I want to jump into and play more.
Well, let me see. I
Admittedly.
might talk about one more, and then we could potentially
Mm-hmm.
wrap up. Getting a little bit later. I think I can't remember if I talked to you about Eternal Strands last time. I don't know if that was on a podcast. It might have been, or did I speak to you that in person? Um, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait. I'll wait. Anyway, Eternal Strands. I did. The writing was terrible. It was felt like it was written by a bunch of sensitive, softy, fresh out of college people. Like it was just, I please. I'm sorry I yelled at you before. That's okay. It was a lot of that. It's like having a therapy session when you go back to camp every time. Or just like, yeah, nah. But the gameplay was okay, but just the writing annoyed me and the characters annoyed me, so I quit it mainly based off that. Um, Portal. I finally got around to playing Portal and I played that on the Steam Deck. Oh my god, like excellent. Again, you want to talk about writing like night and day. Eternal Strands got terrible writing. Portal's got fantastic writing.
How
Um,
great is it?
oh man, I
For
and
such a simplistic gameplay loop.
yeah, it, it
Fantastic.
it was just kept me. And great, it was short. Like I think that's what went in its favor. Like if that was going
Mm.
on forever, I'd probably get bored. But I love the mystery. I love the writing. I love the puzzles. Of course,
Yeah.
the Source engine's great. I mean, that's Half-Life 2 built on that thing, and that's really fun to move around that environment. And it's got really good performance. Not that you need to worry about it with such an old game, but I'm looking forward to playing Portal 2. I've got that on my list too.
Well, I was gonna say, do you want to do that as co-op? Because
Was
I've
that
yet to play
co-op?
for the whole thing.
I didn't know it was co-op. That's cool. Hell
Yep.
yeah.
Two is co-op. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, let's do that. That'll be our first one to do, I
Absolutely,
reckon.
man.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah,
Yep.
I've been wanting to go through that. I've been wanting to go through that.
Yeah, awesome. Do that. The other one I've
Yeah.
got.
Sorry, I'm having a look here at Eternal Strands.
Sorry.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's so yeah, gameplay wise, it's kind of like it's an indie game again, and it's sort of like open zones area, so it's not open world, and The
Yeah.
presentation's not bad. Like I don't mind. They've sort of got like a cardboard cutout for the cutscenes. There's a couple of cutscenes that are animated, but like probably 3D rendered. But most of them they just to cut costs, obviously, in time. They just do it with their renders, and that looks pretty good. Like the 2D cutouts. And it starts off interesting premise, interesting sort of a world. The combat's not too bad. It's a little bit, you can tell it's a double A game, like it's not as slick as a triple A, but so it's got something here. And then yeah, God, the sort of characters just god awful writing. Like it felt like the ones that we have hypotheticals in our, you and I talk about with the modern. Like we said, I'm trying to avoid
Yep.
saying all that stuff because I'm getting over talking about it. But yeah, this was one of those games. Like it was made by people who are a certain way and just want to be victims in the world. And I was just like, I'm just not dealing with this, man. That takes me straight out of your world. And it wasn't, yeah, it just wasn't grabbing me. So I quit that pretty quick. But the other one I jumped into was Chia. And that one I'm probably going to go back to at some point. That one, I talk about chill games to just relax in. That looks like a great one. And that's another one. Indie dev from, I think it's French Polynesia. Could be wrong there. I can't quite remember. But anyway, they're from one of the islands. Oh, sorry, they're not. They're actually based in somewhere in Europe, I think, or the States. But they're a couple of their leads are from this little island, and they've made the game based on the culture and growing up on those islands. So it's obviously it's a fictional world, but inspired by whatever these little islands are, and it's very Breath of the Wild open world sort of stuff. You're just cruising around. There's no combat, but you're just exploring mainly, and it's an indie. It's double A, like it's not as fleshed out as a triple A and detailed, but it's really fun moving around that world. You can turn into like you basically use your soul to go into different things, like a piece of fruit or a pig or whatever, and it's just a lot of fun mucking around in that world. So I only played about a couple of hours of it, but I did like what I played.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That one. Yeah, that looks really pretty. Yeah.
yeah. Um, there was
There was one I did want to bring up with you, which was but it's escaped my It's definitely escaped my
memories that it
my mind.
upcoming one or one that
Yeah,
you
it's
played.
upcoming. Yeah, I think you might have mentioned it prior as well when we're going through the things,
So Metal Gear
the list of games.
we've got coming out this year. The big ones that I'm interested in looking at, maybe not necessarily playing, but yeah, there's Ghost of Yotei, Metal Gear Solid 3. No, they call it, sorry, Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater. There's Dragon Drive, so I don't know if I'll buy that, but I'll see what the reviews are like. But I'm actually really keen to play with the mouse controls on my Switch too. I tried the DK's got like a sculpture painter thing that you've got in the main menu, like Super Mario on Mario 64, similar sort of thing, and that's all right. But it's all you're doing is sculpting. But yeah, the mouse works really well. But I want to play. I'm really looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 so I can try it. But Dragon Drive looks like a unique way of playing a game with the mouse controls. So I want to see what the reviews are like, and I might pick it up. What else is coming out? I'm interested in. Oh, I've forgotten it. Yeah, actually, let's have a look. Let's see if there's a. Oh, that's right. There's a new This Week in Get. What's it called? This Week in Video Games. So there's Skill Up, the YouTube channel I watch, the Aussie bloke who reviews games and whatnot. He's just announced they've released a new website which is completely ad free. Recommend it because it's great. It's just like the original days of the internet when it first started out, and you just had articles up. So it's mostly a free website. They've got certain things locked behind a paywall because they're going with a subscription type of service, which is fine. But they've got a release dates. Yeah, here we go. So they've got a release dates option here, which you can have a look at. So, what do we got? Load more. I might be scrolling for a bit while I'm going through here, so excuse me. Wulong Fallen Feathers. Souls-like RPG. They've got a sequel out already for that Wuchang game. That's crazy.
Which one?
Well, remember that no, it was Wolong. Sorry, no, I've got it mixed up. Wolong. I thought it was a sequel to Wolong. I forgot already. Wolong game, but there's another one called Wuchang, so I got it mixed up. But it's another Souls-like RPG coming out.
Mm-mm. what was it? You did mention it before, and I had it, and I was like, oh yeah, I got to bring this up. I got to bring this up.
It wasn't on
Um,
the the list of games where on the Fantasy Critic.
I can't remember. I don't think it was.
A lot of the other ones I'm probably going to go back and pick up. Like, I'm sorry, my go to in between game at the moment. So I played through Breath of the Wild again. So I got the Switch 2 editions. Oh well, the upgrades. So I need to pay $20 each for
How was
them.
that?
Excellent. Like it is. It's one of those things. Like it doesn't impact what my thoughts are on playing it on the Switch. It's still an incredible game, but it's so much better with it in 4K and 60 frames. Does not drop a frame at all. But Breath of the Wild, I loved. I went back through again, and it was good to play through that because of both Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. I'm having capturing small moments of joy that I had when I first played them because it's been long enough since I've played both of them. Um, and I'm doing more. So I think I didn't finish all of the side quests in Tears of the Kingdom. I'm going back through and pretty much 100%ing this game, apart from the Korok stuff going around and fighting all them. But um, I'm really enjoying my time with it, and it's my comfort game. So whenever I'm going between games, I need a break from something, I just jump in and play a little bit of Tears of the Kingdom now. So I went through Breath of the Wild, finished that. I'm pretty much mainlined. I didn't do I did the DLC because the DLC is really good. It fleshes out the champions, so their backstory, but then it's got the best boss fight in the game, Breath of the Wild, which is the monk. I've forgotten his name, but yeah, you fight the monk. It's such a cool boss fight. And then, of course, you get the Master Zero cycle, so the bike, and that's great driving around that because that you used to get frame rate issues galore. But oh man, I was just rip roaring around that through Hyrule Field, like dodging all the lasers from the Guardians, having heaps of fun on that thing. Um, and then yeah, Tears of the Kingdom jump back into. I'm really taking my time, so I've only done the Wind Temple because I wanted the upgrade so you can get the he pushes you along as you fly. But I haven't done any of the others. I've just been going around. I've done heaps of the shrines, doing heaps of the underworld and the above world, like the Sky Islands, and I'm currently going through and doing all of the missions you get from the stables. So having a lot of fun doing that. Oh, I tried India. So I had Game Pass for a month because I promised a friend's kid that I'd get Flight Simulator working in VR to give them a go. I gave up on that because it was a pain in the ass. So I'm going to have to break my promise to him. So I'm dreading that, but I'll try and find another VR game I can play with planes. But I played, while I was on there, I took the opportunity to play like Chia and Eternal Strands and then Indiana Jones as well.
Oh yeah, how was that?
Didn't grab me. Yeah, apparently it gets better after the Vatican. So I got up to the Vatican and I just got bored. I wasn't really engaging with the gameplay. The the presentation and the acting performance by Troy Baker playing, basically Harrison Ford, Indiana Jones, is excellent. Like you couldn't tell it's not Harrison Ford playing it.
Amazing.
But yeah, it just the gameplay itself was just boring. I didn't find it interesting. Not enough puzzly enough. It was very linear. The combat was really average. The AI is dumb. Like it isn't fun to stealth in that game. So I was like, this isn't doing it for me. So I quit out of that.
I was gonna say that there is one that is coming out. What is it? What is it? What is it? What is it? It's God. What's happening with me? I mean, my brain just.
I'm getting tired.
I think it might be. I think I'm
Yeah, well,
Oh no! I've lost it.
lost it.
I've lost it.
The other one I wanted to mention was I also played. So the Switch 2 launch window, it might have been the launch day or week. Sorry, for the Switch 1. There was a game called Golf Story that came out, which was a RPG golf game. So, in other words, you're not playing golf and it's an RPG of golf. It's an RPG first, and you're playing golf. So so you're not actually going around attacking people and whatnot, but you're literally playing golf. So you walk around an open world, and you get missions. You go up to characters and talk to them and whatnot. And you usually are playing golf to do it. So you're either playing rounds of golf or you're using golf as a mechanic to do things like you need to feed these fish. So you need to hit the ball into these sort of zones to feed the fish, or you need to take out a dude over there and knock his head clean off. Like give him a bop on the head to wake him up. Or it's all these little things that incorporates golf into the RPG-ness of it. And that got good reviews when that launched on the first one. And I was like, because Breath of the Wild, new consoles, playing on the Nintendo stuff, so I just didn't pick it up. But it was on special launch week, so I picked up Golf Story and I've been playing a bit of that. Yeah, it's good. I've actually found that I kind of want to play a golf game like that, just a 2D golf game, because I find them quite relaxing. Just as a switch the brain off and do that. It has
Yeah, they are great.
yeah, and it has a couple of those modes, so I can play just play golf modes, but they're really short. They're like 9 holes, and there's only 4 courses. So I'm like, but yeah, in terms of an RPG, it's really cool. It's really inventive, really lots of fun. But I should find myself more often in that go like, I just want to play some golf.
Well, like I said, it was Hot Shots on the PSP that got
Yes.
me addicted to golf games. And actually, fun enough, one of the ones I've been playing slightly recently was one I ordered on Steam. It's called Cursed to Golf.
Huh.
It's a rogue light, I guess. So you do several runs, but you're doing it like you're golfing. So
Yep.
you're like this golfer who's now in purgatory, and it's all centered around golf, and you have to like get to the hole to beat every level.
Yep.
And like you get like these cards that add to like your thing, and yeah, it's pretty clever. It's pretty fun. The graphics look amazing. Um, so yeah, no, look, it looks pretty good. It's one of the things that I've been enjoying and playing recently. Now I was just thinking off the top of my head, it has to do with something that you mentioned on the game thing that we were looking at, the game list.
All right, let me jump.
I don't know if it was like a game that was coming out, a game that wasn't coming out.
I'll load up the list again, and we'll have a quick look.
So yeah,
Okay, so Ragebound, Snake Eater, Ghost Yote, Pokemon, Dragon Quest, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Hollow Knight Silksong, Dispatch. Let's have a look at your list. Mixtape is still to come out. I need my glasses, I'm squinting. Yeah, Metro Prime 4. What else? Okay, what's about my list? Hollow Knight, no, we've done that. Pokemon, no. Skate Story, Golden Idol.
Sorry, no.
That's about it. There's,
Yeah, no, I think I've lost it, but it was something that you mentioned like very briefly. You were like, oh, we have to talk about this, and then we get to talk about it.
yeah, I don't know. This will be one of these things. As soon as we finish the call, we'll be like, "Oh, that's it."
It will be. It will be one of those things where like, afterwards, it's like, oh, that's what we were talking about. Yes.
Well, yeah. Did you want to wrap up, or I was going to chat to you a little briefly about? Although we both hadn't seen it, so it's probably pointless. Superman. But I mean,
I'm thinking about maybe because wife ended up getting me a gold class
oh yeah,
card. I think it. So I think I might be going to go see it.
yeah, cool. Yeah, it'd be cool to hear how you go. I've realised I'm too busy over the next month, so I probably won't be able to see it. So I'll wait for it. But I do want to see it. It's apparently getting good reviews. So
Like, there's a few good actors in it, and like there's a few good characters. So I'd be curious to see what they do with it. And quite frankly, the thing about a lot of Superman films is that they don't do too bad.
sorry, say that again.
They really don't do too bad, most of them. And again, it's like it's almost the same story every single time, and you can't go wrong. So
yeah, I mean, I like James Gunn's films, but I'll admit it's getting a little bit long in the tooth with the way he does a lot of serious stuff undercut by a humor, a joke. In one movie that you shouldn't do that in for me is something like a Superman. I'm nitpicking here, right? Like I guarantee I'll watch the movie, enjoy it. I'll be like, oh, that was great because, but I saw the Suicide Squad, not to be confused with Suicide Squad, and I enjoyed that because it's not something I'm familiar with, but it was James Gunn. It was fun and funny. I didn't like Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and as time goes on, I loved the first two movies, but the third one, it was too much of his stuff, and it almost felt like nothing was really had impact, and the Rocket Raccoon origin story was bloody terrible. I thought it was so out of place, but Yeah, so that's why I've been a little bit like trepidatious. A lot of people have said with this movie, if you like James Gunn, you'll like this movie. I'm like, oh, what the heck? Superman's a bit different. You know, he's a bit more stoic and whatnot. But yeah, I
Yeah,
still enjoy it.
like again, I hope it's going to be amazing because like for me, Superman's always been like perhaps I'm very old school in like the golden age and silver age of Superman, where I always see him as like the big blue boy scout. He's just
Mm,
like the epitome of what a good human being is.
yeah,
Like he's always like the good guy. He always does the right thing,
yeah,
even though he's and the thing is he's never conflicted.
mm,
There's never a moment where it's like, oh, should I? Other heroes can be conflicted, but Superman never is. He's always the I will always do the right thing, the good thing, the kind thing, and he's just like such a great superhero for that matter. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's boring. He can never be beat and all this. I mean, it's like it's not about that. It's about more dilemma and moral questions with him.
mm,
So yeah, and I mean, with the movies, he's the more I say to my wife, it's like, um, Christopher Reeves, he was the perfect
I
Superman.
don't think anyone's going to beat
That
him.
kindness, the geekiness, the nerdiness, like as Clark Kent, but then that confident, kind man, and yeah, look, you know what? There was a bit of tongue in cheek comedy, and I
Mm,
get it. I get what you're saying with it. There being some underlying jokes that can really undermine like the I guess the feeling of the movie where
mm,
you're like, oh, it's action, you got serious moment, and then you got somebody making a joke at a dumb time, like unnecessary. Whereas, you know, keep the jokes to the lighthearted moments. Like
yeah,
when it's serious, shift the tone to serious. Make it an action, epic. Make it serious, and then slowly bring it back to something lighthearted.
mm,
Don't just, yeah. I agree with you. So look, I'm probably gonna give it a watch
mm.
at the cinema because yeah, I wouldn't mind getting out and going watching a movie.
Yeah,
Nice.
that'd be good. Yeah.
Um, I just yeah, it's one of those ones where don't know what to expect
Okay.
at this point.
Yeah, that's probably the best way, right? Going into a movie, not sure what to expect. At least you,
Oh yeah,
either way, it's gonna be something different. You know.
exactly right. I
Yeah.
mean, and I've found that when I go in not expecting something, most of the time I come out uh pretty satisfied, pretty
Mm,
happy
yeah.
because yeah, otherwise you go in and you're like, oh, this movie's gonna be great. This movie's gonna be great. Then you go there and you're like, I hate this movie. I hate everything about this.
Mm, yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. Be keen to
yeah,
hear your thoughts after you've seen it.
absolutely, man, absolutely. I'll definitely let you know, and definitely be giving you an update as to how I feel about it. Because yeah, it's. I'm hoping it's good. I
Mm,
need a good movie. It's been a long time since I've been able to go and watch a good movie
yeah.
because there's been there's really been nothing.
A lot lately. Yeah. What
Yeah,
what
like
about
I mean,
you? But yeah, getting pretty tired. How about we wrap up?
yep. No, let's call it. Yeah, I'm not gonna remember what we were talking about prior to those. I've been trying all this time going through like movie lists and nothing,
If you do
nothing is
if you do tomorrow, because I probably won't publish this till tomorrow, so you could we could do an edit like, "Hi, Ivan here. That's the game I was talking about was yeah. Edit you in.
no, that's brilliant. Yeah. All right, let's wrap it up.
Cool. Well,
Um,
remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of
yeah,
Where's the
catch you in
End
the
Kid.
next one. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.
Bye.